A curse has befallen the region of Icewind Dale, in the form of an unrelenting winter that has slowly chipped away at those who live here for 2 long years. Most have lost the will to believe it will ever end, as hundreds of adventurers have flocked to this region in an attempt to end the curse and go down in history. None have succeeded. Those who do live to tell their tales are left frozen and mutilated by the horrors of the region. Join us as an unlikely group of adventurers come together to try and best these lands and put an end to the curse.
Nice.
All right, we good?
Go ahead and get your farting out of the way.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tabletop Tyranny, where we neither play around a tabletop, nor are we tyrannical. My name is Jacob, and I will be your dungeon master for this evening's game, and for the many more to come. Thanks for stopping by. Pull up a seat, grab some popcorn, get some snacks. Go to the bathroom first before you all do that. Come back and watch us. We're gonna be... I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a strange session. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, as per usual, we have our normal 5 adventures here tonight, and you know, I'm ready to get into the things. So let's do a recap real quick, and we will. Oh, speaking of which, if you missed last week's episode, it is up on YouTube at Tabletop Tyranny. The link is in our Instagram page. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I think it's just look up at Tabletop Tyranny, and you should find it. You can watch it, the recap, if you don't want to watch the 2.5 hour long session, or you can just watch the full session and catch up. Well, without further ado. Yes. So last session, the group claimed their prize from the 5 tavern circuit, the Wand of Secrets. Upon seeing this wand, Ichabod saw this familiar, and he had previously seen in the day a faint trail of smoke that came off that led into a vision, and he saw it coming out of this wand, where he grabbed it and he was thrust into yet another vision, where he came face to face with Seth Altro, the party's current bounty. They briefly interacted, and then Ichabod was thrust back out of this vision and back into the tavern with everyone else. With a fleeting image burned into his mind that said, there was a sign that said, "Welcome to Targos." The party, having a moment to themselves, found an empty table and took the offer up, strategizing the next course of action, where they ultimately agreed to head to Targos. One successful night's rest and a very hearty breakfast later, the party did just that. In fact, they did head out to Targos. As y'all were making y'all's way out of this town, y'all did stop at a axe speak salesman who was pretty much suggesting that maybe later on in this campaign that, you know, axe speaks are a tool that needs to be utilized, as traveling is a big part of Icewind Dale in general, and it helps them. It's 50 gold. Y'all don't have it yet, but it is something to, you know, think about in the back of your mind. But you know, they didn't have the fun, so they said all right, and they said bye. Where Fiska gave the guy a frozen beehive that kind of exploded on him, and
Oh, I forgot
about
that.
yeah, I didn't forget. But yeah, so they so as they had, Jayla kind of took lead position as they headed towards Targos, leaving the group, and y'all traveled for two grueling hours, not really seeing anything until you started hearing some sounds. Sounds like someone fighting, and what y'all's interest piqued y'all. You know, y'all rushed over and y'all saw this small purple-skinned dwarf, commonly referred to as a Dorgar. It's hard to say. I can't pronounce words. And there was another guy that was a tall, frostbitten man. And he had this weird flail made out of this very smooth black stone. And you know, the dwarf guy, he noticed y'all. He's like, he cried out for help. Where y'all jumped in and intervened, and you know, spells were cast, weapons were swung, and J-Lo was almost knocked unconscious by one round from that strange flail. But the party did successfully turn the tide of battle and ended up killing the frostbitten man. But unknown to them at the time, the dwarf had other plans. Durgar had other plans, as he attempted to grab this flail and flee the battle. Where he turned invisible and he attempted to run, but thanks to Lorian's strong sense of smell, prevented him from doing so. Y'all ended up restraining him, and y'all questioned him for his actions and his motives, where he kind of answered cryptically, or kind of was forthcoming on the information, and y'all weren't really pleased with that, so y'all decided to threaten and frighten him, which surprisingly, with his resolve, it was working, but it wasn't working enough for him to come forth with any more information. And seeing this, seeing that the dwarf saw he was in a sticky situation, tried to bite his own tongue off to prevent him from talking, but Jayla did stop him, she was able to react fast enough. And then Lorian seeing this, kind of strangled him to unconsciousness. So we're gonna kind of pick back up at this moment. Lauren, in one of your arms you have, as y'all learned in the battle, his name was Magman. You have Magman. He's lying limply, like unconscious, in your one of your arms, and in the other one you have that flail, that strange flail. And all of y'all see it now. The flail's head is made of this very smooth, almost like eye. It looks like black ice. It's a very smooth stone. Obviously
would we like recognize what kind of stone it is? Like, is that?
No, it's very foreign. It's not something that's common. It's not like one of those things where you like recognize it. It's just otherworldly. It looks like smooth ice, but in fact it is stone.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
got
what
that
the odds are. I wonder what the odds are of that black ice stone stuff being the same thing that the amulet was made of that made Horror go berserk.
Who?
Horror's son.
But you guys are all in this. You're all in this area. Magman's lying. It's like we just picked right back up. The other guy is dead. Rest in peace. It is what it is.
Is
But
Magman still gigantic?
No, he has shrank back down as Lorian. As he was he kind of shrank as he went unconscious. So, but as you guys are actually standing around Magman, the wind begins to pick up very, very quick. It becomes ferocious, and you hear this faint bit of lightning crack off in the distance. Just wait a second, I'll play the sound, and you'll be able to hear it. But yeah, the wind starts picking up rapidly. You hear this faint amount of lightning in the background. And turn that down because it's annoying. You hear this? Yeah, you'll hear the lightning.
I hear
So
it.
as the wind picks up, the lightning's going off. You notice that the snow begins to fall faster. It was falling down just gracefully. Now it's at a sideways blur where it's making your vision hard to see. Oh, the wind is really loud.
That is. I'm turning it down.
Woo!
It's immersive. It's immersive.
But as the snow's falling, it's becoming more vicious, reducing your vision. You also, this is one of the things most of the people in Icewind Dale have gotten used to as a testament of Oral's strength and her wrath. This is a blizzard. You have been caught in a blizzard. They happen throughout Icewind Dale at random times. But what happens is, as the snow is falling, the winds pick up, your vision gets reduced to you can only see about 30 feet in all directions around you. So it shrinks your vision a great deal. If you have ranged weapons, it makes shooting ranged weapons a little bit harder as the winds are ferocious. If you can fly, as Fisker can, it makes flying pretty much impossible. And out of game, out of moment, this every hour you spend inside of a blizzard, whether it be traveling, if you travel every hour after the first hour, since y'all have cold weather gear, y'all immediately succeed the first hour of travel. But once y'all keep going further, you have to keep making constitution saves or start taking exhaustion levels from traveling in this, because it is so even though you have this cold clothing on, the winds and the way the ice will build up on you, it just starts slowly just taking a toll on your body, like trying to push past the winds.
I assume we feel that pretty quick.
Yeah. Y'all would notice it. Like, it's not gonna happen right now, but if you travel, say you travel 5 hours in a blizzard, you are pushing your luck on life.
Gotcha.
You're actively asking for something bad to happen in a sense.
You gotta get out of this.
But yeah, so we're picking back up. The scene is that the blizzard has hit. Magman's unconscious in Lorian's arm, very small now. Yeah.
I would assume I would know that we need to get out of this pretty quickly, right? Okay. Guys, we need to find shelter. Quick.
I'll tie up Magman, and then I'll throw him over my shoulder like a fireman, Gary.
Can I try to look for like a cave or like any kind of little rock formation?
Yeah,
something?
go ahead and anyone can. I mean, y'all are all kind of feeling the effects of this one. Y'all, it's crazy out here. Y'all can make I would say perception checks, investigation checks. Perception checks are at disadvantage just because the blizzard is actively making it harder to see. You can only see about 30 feet. Those of you that use vision, Jayla, it's hard to hear and pick up smells with the way the wind's going.
It's not survival?
Check for what? Yeah.
Jayla's looking for a cave or something. Y'all can, if y'all all want to make checks to find some sort of protection from the environment, you can. Or if you want to make a check for some other region, like, feel free.
Do we know how far we have traveled?
So y'all did travel about 2 hours. The rest of the journey to the total journey from Bremen to Targos is about 5 hours, so you have about 2.5, 3 hours left in your travels. Usually blizzards they usually last for, it could be anywhere from like 2 hours to anywhere to 8 hours. It varies. It just depends on the day.
I think just to determine, I mean, Elazal's never been out in something like this. I think to determine what type of role he would do, he would just be like, what do we do in this situation? Like, do we want like rock formation or like? I have a tent. Is a tent okay in this or like?
Well, a blizzard could probably knock it over pretty easily if the winds pick up. Probably something a little more sturdy.
Like a cave? I mean, what are we looking for?
Yeah, something along those lines.
Okay. I would probably use perception in this case. Would be my guess. You said a disadvantage?
It will be a disadvantage just because of the conditions. Were you saying, Florian?
I wanted to rifle through Magman's pockets and see if he had anything on him.
Yeah, go ahead and roll roll an investigation check just to. Actually, you don't need to roll. Don't do that. Don't worry about that. You do find on him. I'll roll it for you, actually. You find about 3 silver on his body, but there's no other real earthly possessions or anything, any kind of strange trinkets. It was mainly just maybe some change he found. Maybe he looted it off someone else, and then that strange flail was the thing that.
Because these guys came from somewhere.
Yeah. Could I look for footprints?
Yeah, go ahead and make a
investigation. Yes.
You know what?
22. 24. 24.
Okay, nice. Were you about to say something, Ichabod?
Yeah, Ichabod, he hasn't had too much experience in blizzards, but he sees everybody trying to figure out what's going on. So he takes his wand of secrets and uses his wand of secrets to see if maybe those guys came through a secret door or something somewhere in the area.
Okay, so Ichabod's using one secret. Lorian rolled a really good check. Jaylee, what'd you get?
Not numbers worth listening to.
Elazal, did you get anything good?
Yeah.
For my perception, just a 7.
No. Fiska, did you get anything? Or no? Did you want to roll
survival?
Yeah, go for it.
Asked you that 3 times.
You can re-roll it if you want to roll a survival check. What'd you get?
That's fine.
20.
Yeah. Fiska and Lorian, y'all do see that. Lorian, you do for sure see some footprints. They trail off to your edge of your vision, which is about 30 feet, but they do look like they go northly in a northly direction. Fiska, you pick up the same sense. You do see those footprints as well, but you also know that you've flown over this portion of land a couple of times before. Now that you think about it, and there was a small cropping of rocks. They always look suspicious. You never checked it out because you're like, those are just rocks, but you've seen several outcroppings of rocks in this area. Ichabod, you use this wand and you feel this ping that's pulling you north, but I believe the item just tells you direction. I think it's just a.
It pulses and points at the one nearest to.
Yeah. So as you're turning around, you point and it glows this bright orange light at the tip of it, and it points northern direction. If y'all start following, I would just say y'all just start following this clues. About 10 minutes. Actually, no, that would be ridiculous. About 2 minutes after traveling, you do find this small wooden plank. It is kind of similar to a trapdoor, but it's very rudimentary. It is very hovel made. There's a cloth thrown over it. It's very tossed around, and you open it, you do see there's a ladder that descends maybe 25 feet down.
I think we should go down there.
Sounds good to me.
Take our chances.
I'll go down first.
Okay,
Elazal will just lead the way. I know nothing here.
Yeah, you guys go into this tunnel, and as you go down 25 feet, it literally just stops, and y'all are in a very small. It's enough to fit everyone in this building. It's not a very high. It's not like 25 feet high. You go down 25 feet, and you got about maybe 8-foot clearance. But it is literally just a small hole The walls of this hole, though, the walls in here are very similar to that smooth stone, the smooth blackish stone that the flail's made out of. Other than that, you don't see. There's no kind of camping gear or anything like that. You do see that there are a couple of dead animal bones on the ground, but other than that, there's nothing of any other interest in here besides that. From first glance.
And it just looks like one room.
Yeah, it's basically just like a it's just a circular chamber. It's about 15 feet 15 feet area. It's about 8 feet tall, so to be taller, you have to kind of hunch over a little bit, but it's not like an elaborate tunnel system. It's literally just like a little hole in the ground.
Okay.
I lay Magman down, and then I touch the ceiling.
Okay.
Like for good luck?
No, in the way that a middle school boys would like reach and touch the
The
door.
It's,
you know?
it's
I gotcha.
It is smooth to touch. It's very cold. But there's no You don't feel like when you first grabbed that flail, you felt this weird interference, so to speak, right? It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like smooth rock, smooth glass. It kind of feels like obsidian. It looks like obsidian in nature. And it kind of feels like that. But other than that, you don't get any kind of reads off on it.
So Ichabod will do the same thing.
Okay, Ichabod, make a wisdom save.
Everybody
Just like
touch
around
the
walls.
ceiling.
No, not the ceiling. He's gonna like check the walls.
Yeah, make a wisdom save for me.
Okay.
Give me a reason to use this flail. Give me a reason.
12.
It feels like obsidian. It's very smooth. It feels very nice to touch. It's the smoothest kind of rock that you felt in a long time.
I also wanted to just like feel around the room and like look for any like hidden stuff that might be there.
Go ahead and make an investigation check or a whatever you feel relevant to this. Perception, investigation, whatever you feels relevant.
Probably investigation.
Okay.
I'm blind. I can't see nothing.
Yeah, you try your best, but you don't touch the walls. Instead, you kind of like move around with your feet and feel around on the ground with your feet a little bit. It just feels like you're in a hole. There's no snow on the ground. It's like you're kicking dirt around. That's what it feels like.
Okay, well then, Jayla's gonna sit down and she's like, well, I feel like maybe we should just rest. And she wants to take a short rest. She needs it.
Could I put the black stone on the end of the flail against the black stone on the wall just to see if it does anything?
Yeah, you go ahead and you touch this. You touch this stone to this other stone, and you feel like there's no visible reaction. No one else sees this reaction, but you feel this unnerving electrical energy like pulse through your hands. Think of it as like you feel this energy, but it feels kind of like a magnet being pulled to another magnet. So you feel like you jolt a little bit, but other than that, you don't feel any
I'll just say, I just got a little bit of shock when I put the stone against the wall, like a force was put. Do we know what magnets are? Do I have to describe what a magnet is?
Outside the game, there are magnets in the game. Yeah, you don't have to. Don't worry about all that. But when you do try to pull it off the wall, you find it's a little bit hard. It's hard. You have to actually strain and use some muscle to pull it back off the wall.
When he uses the word shock, I'll just kind of crouch down and just like, with my hands, just bring a little bit of like lightning to it and just kind of touch the ground and see like.
So you're just touching the ground with your.
Yeah, just right in front of me. I'm just crouching, like squatting right in front of me, and like.
Yeah, when you go to touch the ground and you try to let out like just electricity.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. It just feels like you're shocking the ground.
Okay. So I'll just be like, so I don't think he meant like electrical shock, but.
It's like a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Right. Yeah, does your god also deal in those?
Surprises?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that like, don't all gods kind of deal in surprises? Isn't that what belief is?
Perhaps. steps. I guess that sounds correct. Pot of faith.
I mean, to me, are we getting into this now? Should we set up first and maybe we can, like, campfire and then maybe talk religion?
Sure.
Is it-
I'll just keep an eye on Magman.
Yeah, he is out like a light. He is snoozing. You hear a couple. He is having a nice night of sleep.
Are his
but yeah,
legs kicking any?
No,
Is
no,
he like
no,
having a
he-
dream?
He is stiff. Like he's frozen. Like his body's frozen when he's sleeping. He's just stiff, and you just see his nostrils and lips moving.
Oh, is he
Um,
muttering anything while he's sleeping?
He is muttering some stuff. It is in. What languages do you speak?
Draconic, Goblin, and Orc.
Ichabod speaks Undercommon.
He is speaking in Undercommon.
Yes! I know it too!
You don't hear, Lauren. You don't hear anything from him, as like you hear these mutterings like a like these this weird like
Wow.
this
Speak,
weird, like,
speak to me, Jacob. Speak to me.
this weird like pig Latin kind of hybrid of like words, but
Is that
you
how
hear him
Piglet?
you do hear him see. You do hear him speak about. He keeps bringing this same word over. He keeps mentioning Zardarok.
I spell
Or
it.
he's like Zardarok. It's a Xardorok.
Does anyone here know what Zardarok means?
You can speak Undercommon too?
No, but he's saying it's a word. He can say it, right?
Well, you know, he's actively speaking that. in
Yeah, none of
Undercommon.
us hear that
My
except
bad.
for you guys.
But I mean, yeah, he's actively snoring Undercommon. So those of you that do speak it do hear that.
With my, background, would I know what that is?
What Zardarok is? You. No, you wouldn't.
Oh,
Ichabod.
weird.
No, you wouldn't either.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, I will
does
say this,
anybody,
I will
now
say-
that Tyler, like, mentioned the name? Not Tyler.
I will
No,
say.
I don't
say
think we've mentioned
Jayla-
it yet.
I will say, Jayla, you can make a history check. It's going to be near impossible to pass just because you would not have heard it at the time of your, early on in life. As he says, Zardarok, it's a foreign word, name, place. You don't really know what Zardarok is. It's just seems like that's just like a muttering, just some random word.
Come on, natural 20.
But you do hear an Undercommon again. You do hear him say, rain. Zardarok's rain. And he just keeps muttering on about Zardarok. Why do they make these names so hard? Like these names of these places or people so hard to say.
Wait, Harwar? You didn't come up with Harwar?
Hell no, I didn't come up with Harwar. That was in the book I read, and I was like, what?
I purposely left it out
Wizards
of the recap because I was using a British accent. I'm like, I can't fucking say this in a British accent.
Well, Wizards of the Coast paid somebody good money to come up with that.
Harwar.
Okay, well,
Zardarok's rain.
it doesn't matter what I rolled. I rolled
What'd you
like
get?
shit.
What'd you get?
Well, I rolled a 4, so +2.
Yeah, it's a little foreign to you. You don't really know.
I don't spend
What
much
that is.
time, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay. Well, Jayla's probably not gonna say shit, so
Okay.
about it.
All right, as you guys are sitting in this cave of sorts, hole in the ground, did y'all want to do anything else roleplay wise before I go into this kind of time jump an hour ahead so y'all can get like a short rest?
I want to attune to the flail in the short
Okay,
rest.
I
by
will
the
say
way.
that I'll say fuck it. Yeah, you can attune. I didn't make it a long rest attunement, but you can attune to it as a short rest. Fuck it.
Pog.
Yeah, you
It's over
attune to
now,
this-
bitches.
We'll do Lauren first. As you guys are taking y'all's long rest, you can go ahead and roll your hit die for recovery. For your short rest, I mean, your short rest, dear God. Go ahead and roll. If you have the need to, go ahead and click short rest, roll your hit die. Lauren, as you attune to this weapon, a couple things happen to you.
My heart grows 3
Your heart grows 3 sizes. too big. You hear this strange guttural growling, like it's very primalistic growling in your in the vicinity around you, like near your head. You look around and kind of look at all the people around here, around you. And they're not making a noise. It just keeps getting louder and louder. Your heart does begin to pulse and beat faster and faster. And for the briefest of moments, you think you see at the far end of the cave where it's a little darker, or room as far as back as it can, it's a little darker. You see this reddish fur-covered face with these sharp, long teeth, and you just see the head like poke out from the shadows, and then it just like sinks back into the shadows and disappears.
Is it who I think it is?
It is exactly who you think it is.
Okay.
You're not. It's not uncommon. You've seen this thing's face millions of times, hundreds of times, right? But you see it pop out and it just sinks back in.
I'll like shake my head and then I'll rub my eyes, and it's gone when I look at it again.
Are we resting at this point, or is this?
Yeah, this is over a short rest. This is happening over a short rest. This is
short rest. So we're all awake.
Yeah, short rest. Short rest. Yeah, you're all awake.
Gotcha.
No one's asleep. This is something that just happens when he attuned to this weapon.
Okay.
You're attuned. Go ahead and mark that.
Yeah.
And then whenever that thing happens, when you do the thing before the thing, that's who you're gonna see every time. Okay.
Oh wow. Nice.
Whenever that thing happens before you do the thing with the thing.
I have to have some sort of vague concept,
Sure.
right?
Oh, because they don't know what it does, right?
No.
Nice.
Yeah, as the short rest goes by, an hour transpires. The winds slowly begin to die down as this blizzard kind of slows to a bearable weather. The weather stopped shifting, and y'all do hear that. Besides the lightning, y'all know that y'all can go back outside.
I just raised my hand. I'm like, sorry, that's just me.
About this time, y'all do see Magman's feet start to twitch a little bit as a little bit of life starts coming back to him. As he's slowly starting to wake up. He's like, what the fuck? He like looks up at y'all.
I'll just grab the ropes that are around him and just kind of hold him there.
He's not saying anything. He's just looking. He's just analyzing all of y'all. He's just looking at y'all.
Could I like push his hand or something against the stone?
Yeah, go for it. You push his head against the stone, and he seems fine.
Okay.
And he as you do this, he looks up to you and he's like, "It's not that easy, buddy."
Think about it, asking who or what Zardarok is.
He eyes you up and down. I don't know. Beats me.
Is he
Inside
lying?
check.
Yeah, like from everybody.
Make an insight check. Yeah, go for it.
Son of a bitch. Just said, what do you mean?
Damn it!
Dirty liar.
Are we all taking these since we all heard the name?
Yeah, y'all can do. Yeah, there's
19.
no hold back. Everyone can make an insight check. It's not
19.
I'm rolling like shit tonight, guys. So
23.
don't count on
11.
me.
nice. Yeah, those of you that rolled what'd you get, Jayla?
I rolled a 3. So
Yeah, those of you who
plus
got
2.
above a 5, because this was a very easy check. Those of you who got above a
Oh.
5.
Oh, I barely made it.
Oh, then yeah, everyone that above a 5. This guy's. I mean, he's lying. It's obvious, right?
He's a fucking
Come on,
liar.
guys. It's obvious. He's just looking at you. As
Oh
you,
yeah,
you see,
he's the
as you
one
said
that
that.
mutter it. Hold on,
Think about it.
guys.
As you said that name, you see that there are. You see his eyes do get like wide. You pick that up. Everyone picks that up. His eyes get wide.
Like, why are
There's
you
a little bit of
protecting him?
there's a little bit of sweat that starts to like uncontrollably like rain down on his forehead. And you say, "Why are you protecting him?"
Yeah.
It's my duty to protect him.
Lorian will laugh a little bit.
He'll hear you laughing like, "It's not. Did I say something funny? It's not a joke."
You said duty.
Yeah, I did. You're right. I did say duty.
So, besides immaturity here, who is this Zardarok, and why do you want him to reign?
He is his eyes are big. His looking back and forth. It's what's going to happen. It's not what I want. It's what will be.
And you skip my question. Who's Zardarok?
You'll know. When the time is right, you'll know.
Why don't you
What's
tell me
their-
now?
What's
Yeah.
the relation to Ariel?
I feel like we kind of want to be prepared a little bit since we're in this situation where we can be prepared with information that you might be carrying.
You ask that, and he's just smiling at you. You can sense this guy's not very forthcoming with information that might be wanted. Y'all did notice that earlier whenever y'all tried y'all's intimidation tactics and y'all frightened him, where you saw that he was even desperate enough to like try to bite his own tongue off.
Mm-hmm.
This guy seems like a hard cookie to crack, a hard case to crack. Even though you see there's some small cracks at the surface. Ichabod, you ask about Oral. He's like, there's no correlation between him and Oral. Icewind Dale doesn't belong to Oral.
Mm.
It never will.
I just like speak up. I'm like, so this information that you have, is it like information you're willing to just die with? Like, there's no way like we could possibly get it out of you. And my hand just kind of starts crackling with lightning.
And I'll take out my I forgot what weapon I have, but I'll take it out.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm a cleric. Everybody
Yeah.
consider that like it's very possible I won't use it.
Scimitar.
Yeah.
I will say these are intimidation worthy like tactics. I would say you can go ahead and do that. The DC will be 20 to get some more
Intimidate.
information. Yeah, to intimidate him.
Could
You fear that this guy doesn't fear
Torture.
he doesn't
yeah.
know y'all. He doesn't
Yeah,
fear
yeah.
torture. He doesn't fear y'all. He doesn't have no reason to fear. He was frightened of Ichabod earlier, but if he's scared, he won't be forthcoming. So he has to be like he has to actively be like intimidated enough to where you present this issue where he's gonna die or that sort of
Are we rolling intimidation?
yeah.
Okay.
Can I do one thing before we roll to
Yes, you
maybe
can.
help it?
Sure.
I'm gonna grab his hand and lift up my scimitar and be like, start talking or you're losing fingers.
He looks up to you. He's
Ooh.
like, chop it off.
And I'm gonna race.
Okay.
I'm gonna step outside or I'm gonna climb up the ladder if they're gonna start chopping off.
If no.
fingers.
If Jayla starts, if her blade comes down, I will block it.
Okay. Jayla, what do you do?
I'm going down. I'm gonna chop off a finger.
Yeah, she starts swinging to chop his fingers off. He as you start to swing, you see he like grits his teeth and he's ready. He's just waiting for this blade to meet his fingers.
I'll grab her arm.
Okay.
Is that strength check or?
Ooh,
I don't-
interesting.
I mean,
I'm
Jayla, you tell
coming
me.
down with full force.
Okay, yeah,
so-
go ahead and make a opposed strength check, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have much of that. By the way, I rolled. What the fuck was I rolling? Intimidation. I rolled an 18. I was so fucking close to a 20.
Oh, damn, dude.
I rolled an 8. I got 18 too, but
With an 8?
no.
Oh, you rolled 18.
I
thought you said you
rolled
rolled an 8
18.
and got an 18.
All right, so opposed strength checks.
Yes.
Oh.
Lauren, at this time you do begin to head
I
out. You
lost
start-
a
Yeah.
dice. I lost a dice.
Yeah, I'll start heading up there. I don't want to be complicit.
Strength 18.
Dirty 20.
Damn.
Yeah, Jayla, not many people can stop you once you're going full swing, but this stranger basically, Elzel, he just stops you and grabs your arm.
This is the only way he's gonna talk.
It doesn't seem like he wants to talk. I don't
Well,
think losing
I
his
guess
fingers.
we can make sure.
What, you just want to cut all of his limbs off, so he's just a torso that might talk?
I mean, slowly but surely, everyone breaks down.
I'll never talk. I'll never succumb to these shitty tactics.
Can I, since I
Well, we
have my hand around his wrist, can I just like try to like bend it in a way that it hurts really badly?
Yeah.
Okay. This guy has never like seen anything like this before, so she's just watching this. She's like looking around. She's like, You're all very, very scary.
Yeah.
And
Well,
she
I've heard
looks
of-
at Magman and she's like, Magman, is there anything that you want?
Good cut.
He looks at you and he's like, how did it feel to wield that weapon? Did it feel good? Did you feel strong?
He's not here. I thought he went out.
No, she's talking to Fisco.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
She picked
Fisco.
it up. Yeah.
yeah. Fiska's like, you know, I never really held a flail before. I was a little confused. I had a feeling that if I actually attacked, I would get my ass handed to me, but it looked cool.
He like rolls his eyes at this. He's like, whatever. He rolls his eyes and focuses back on the rest of them. He's like, he just doesn't. He doesn't tell you what he wants. Yeah.
Like,
So
maybe
Jayla,
we
you
should
have his
just-
arm twisted right now.
I mean, out of character, does anybody have any spells to convince him to speak?
I'm a fighter. I
other-
can't.
I know.
Other than cause fear again.
Yeah.
I can keep him from running. Oh what?
Fuck.
That he can't run away right now.
Or we could go to Targos.
Target? What do they sell?
Are we really thinking about? Well, I'm not there, but out of character. Are we really thinking about taking this guy to Targus with us, or gonna have to hold his hand the whole way through the town?
Jayla wants to cut him until he talks, so that's where she's at.
Just something to
But-
think about.
It probably wouldn't take too much once we get into town or something. Somebody somewhere knows who Zardarok is. Like, this is not the only dude who knows what's going on.
You'd figure one of us would know about Sardar. But yeah, maybe we can take
An
him.
undercom enemy.
I think Elazar just out loud would just say, "Listen, he's just trying to get away. He's not trying to kill us.
Right.
He certainly has information, but he's not going to share it. We might be able to figure out that information somewhere else."
I mean, I've gotten information out of really stubborn people before.
But here's the thing: what he really wants is the weapon, and we have it, and he doesn't.
Well, I
So-
guess we'll leave him here. Let's go.
At this point, yeah, he can fuck off, and we can. I mean, we might have enough to figure it out somewhere else, but
We could
don't
pretend
see
that
it.
we're going to destroy the flail.
Isn't he right there?
Yep.
He's just watching. He is watching y'all go back and forth.
oh,
banter.
absolutely. Like I'm not being hush about it. Like
Okay.
I'm trying to
which
make
one-
it. I'm trying to make it sound like we are being. What's the word?
Broad, or-
Merciful.
Merciful. Thank you. That's the word. Yes. Like we are letting him be to his devices.
Craig, did you say y'all? Who said that? Who suggested that y'all leave him there? Was it Jayla?
Well, I mean,
Jayla-
that's where I was going, and then Jayla said it out loud.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
When Jayla said that out loud, Jayla, you heard his heart skip a beat for a second.
I'm gonna
Oh.
look at him and be like, "Oh, so do you not want to be left here?"
He starts looking around wildly. I don't care.
If I leave you here tied up in this hole,
I'm sure I'll get out. Yeah.
okay, let's head up, guys.
To
Um,
Targos.
As y'all start leaving, he's like, wait. I think I remember something now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Spill it.
What do you want to know again?
Zardarok.
Everything you have, but yes,
The flail.
him more specifically.
Explain.
The flail. That is Charladon. If you look around, this whole chamber is made of it.
I don't
It's
know how to
unique.
spell that, so you
Uh,
have to.
CHAR.
CHARD.
like Bert.
I know.
DLYN.
I'm getting cold, so I'm gonna come back in.
Yeah, about this time, as you were getting cold, as you come in, they ask that question. You hear him say, Charlton, but it's a
And
strange rock.
what
does
does it
stuff.
do? What do you mean? Does stuff? Be more blah blah blah. Sorry guys, been talking all day.
Get
Be
it.
more specific.
It can be used for many applications. Find weapons, as you see, wands, other creations.
It
has a lot of
finds
purposes.
things.
Define things.
It finds things.
No, it doesn't find them. You can make things out of it.
Makes
Oh.
fine things.
Makes fine things. Yeah.
So, we all saw when Fiska picked it up, it kind of turned Fiska against us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll be like, but the issue here is that this weapon, I don't know if it's everything made out of this material. It's not particularly good. Is that the weapon or is that the material?
Depends on your definition of good.
Well,
Applies to
when our
both.
friend picked it up, she was no longer a friend.
She lacks resolve and constitution.
Hey.
Maybe she shouldn't pick it up.
I'll like nod my head. I'll like nod my head at what he's saying.
It makes those who are weak strong. And only so much change can happen to a body before they start to lose it.
And
I just
this
turned to Lauren and I'm like, be careful with that.
The guy, Magman, laughs a little bit. Yes.
And this Zardarok, whatever his name is.
Zardarok.
Yeah, whatever. Who is he?
It's who I swore my loyalty to. He is the king of the unseen. He's gonna make this place beautiful.
And how is he gonna do that?
You'll see.
Dude, not playing with you.
Listen, there's some things I can't say.
Well, here's a question. Is it going to be less or more cold?
For a time, it'll be a little warmer, but the cold will remain in the afterlife.
Wait,
And
You'll be dead.
the planet dies and becomes afterlife, or the people?
Just Icewind Dale. Just Icewind Dale. The people, the snow, the tree, everything around.
Wait, so why do you want that? Why do you want that to happen to this place?
He shrugs.
Uh,
That's what I've been tasked to do. It's my loyalty. He has. He watches over many tons.
So it's like, don't ask questions, just blind faith.
Fear of power, but mostly blind faith.
Is he, I heard you muttering things in your sleep.
I don't mutter in my sleep.
Terrible things. Shameful things.
Appropriate response. I don't talk in my sleep. Fuck you.
His eyes start darting around.
Turns away.
Disgusting things.
Is Zardarok from the Underdark?
At one time he was. But we've come above ground recently.
Where did you come above ground? On a map, if you will.
Do you pull out the map and show it to him?
That's a good call, yeah. If we have
I'll
one,
keep it away from his face, but I'll let him look at it.
We're here.
We're here.
He's looking at it. I don't know. Somewhere.
I'll make
Somewhere. You see, he's like somewhere over. I can't point. My hands are tied, but somewhere over there. His eyes are doing like circles.
Is there anywhere his eyes go first before where he tells
Um,
us to look?
That's a good question.
You have to have
Go
like,
ahead and make a
laser vision for that.
Yeah, make a.
I'm watching him.
Make a perception check. I feel like that'd be like a perception thing.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, and I have to pull something up. But yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Tell me what you get.
Okay. Fuck. 5.
Yeah, you don't know, man.
22.
You got 22?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
18 plus 4.
I gotta find the fucking. I gotta find the map.
You're alright.
Helicopter.
It was on the natural 20, and then it like just turned over to the 2.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was like, fuck.
Wait, were we not all rolling? No one else said their answers.
Oh,
She can't see the map.
Not wrong.
by the way, I don't think anyone knows I'm blind yet,
No,
except
but you
Lorian.
didn't. But you didn't respond though.
She is looking at. So, you got a 22, Craig? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You see that her eyes are looking at.
It's a her?
You see that his eyes. You don't know.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
he's thinking
You see
about
that-
me.
Their eyes.
Yeah, you saw his eyes drift towards the bottom portions of the map, which on the map you'll have is the spine, known as the mountain range, known as the spine of the world. You see his eyes just keep darting down there. You don't see where specifically, but you see that his eyes do land on that entire mountain range. It is a long mountain range that pretty much borders the entirety of the southern portion of Icewind Dale. So it goes from the west coast all the way over to far east.
Can I make a note maybe on the back? Well, I'll just make a note and I'll point out where we are, and then I'll like where we are right now, where this kind of sort of mine is.
Yeah,
What
sure.
is what is the stone material called?
Charlatan stone.
Chardolin.
I thought that was the weapon.
Yeah, I cut you off when you were spelling that. Can you spell that again?
C-H-A-R. So think of like shard, but with the
Yeah,
C-H.
that's
instead of-
why I
I can
cut
help you
you
guys
off,
spell
because I
it.
was like, ooh, like burnt.
Yeah,
And then I
C-H-A-R-D
did not hear the rest.
A-L-Y-N.
Yeah.
Only one D.
Okay.
Chardolin.
So that's what then I'll be like, I'll write like charlatan deposit or something like that, just in
Go
case
over
maybe
the
it's
spot.
just in case maybe it's important later, so we can come back to it.
Smart,
Yeah,
smart.
take a point of inspiration if you don't have one.
Give me that shit.
Smart.
Okay.
But yeah, you're holding this map up and his eyes keep darting down. But other than that, he can't really point out where because his hands are bound unless you want to unbind his hands or.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put his face closer to it and like put your nose to the place.
Oh my god.
How's it smell?
He puts his nose on the left portion of the map. He said, "Oh,
Is that-
right around here somewhere."
Is he near the spine of the world area?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm talking to you.
Oh yeah, he's out of character. Yeah, he is. His
Yeah.
nose is on the leftmost portion of the spine of the world.
Okay. Lorian, mark this down. I'll just yank him back and kind of like toss him on the ground.
You see, as you toss him back, he's got like this sly smile on his face. All right, now, you're gonna let me go, right?
Not with that smile. What is that smile?
That's what I do when I'm nervous. What the fuck?
Who got you smiling like that?
just-
Why are you looking at your phone?
Weirdo.
Who smiles
Could be
when they're
me.
nervous?
I
I
think
do.
from
I've
many
had it
people.
since birth.
But like, I mean, there's
Call me.
like laughing when you're in an uncomfortable position, but
Do you want me to laugh?
no. I didn't finish my sentence. There's laughing when you're uncomfortable, but when you're like on the verge of possibly dying, there's something else. And you're smiling and you're hiding something still. And we're not gonna let you go with reactions like that.
Oh, I'm gonna lean over to. Crap, I don't know how to say your name.
Elazal.
Elazal. Okay, lean over and be like, oh, I thought we were just gonna leave him.
Well, are you saying that out loud? Because like
I'm gonna like lean over to you and try to like whisper it, but yeah.
He's preoccupied by. He's looking at Lorian's flail right now. He's looking at the Charlatan weapon.
I'll just tap it and be like, pretty
He's
cool
just-
looking.
He's just smiling at you.
I'm just gonna say it. Like, what are you most afraid of? Like, what's going on here? What are you afraid
Only
of?
question.
We were about to leave, and then you decided to start answering questions. What's your greatest fear? Let's talk about
What's
it.
your favorite color?
Yeah,
I like purple.
Green.
Purple's
No
my
blue.
color.
I mean that's your color of your
I like
skin.
purple.
That sounds kind of
Um,
like race directed, but that's alright.
Well, maybe he just likes the color.
Right, sure. I like white.
He you ask him what he's most afraid of. He says nothing. He's like, I'm not even gonna make you roll an insight. He's like nothing. But y'all picked up on it pretty quick. He doesn't want to be left to die on his own in a sense. That is
Oh.
probably the most like apparent thing since
Yeah.
he's starting to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
But he is he's just looking down at the ground, contemplating what to do. He is looking down at his feet, and he's like, "Okay, I'll come clean. I am afraid of grasshoppers."
All right, let's go.
Is
Let's
he
go.
being honest?
Wait.
Is this
Leave
insight?
him here. Let's get out of here.
Wait, don't leave!
Let's go to Targos.
Don't leave!
I'll go up the ladder.
Screw
He,
this guy.
He's like, tell me what order are y'all going out of the
I wanna be the last one to leave.
Okay.
I will be the second last. I'm sticking around when he says wait.
Ichabod has
for
lost
sure.
interest in this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Okay, Ichabod is out.
I'll like
Lauren-
guard the top though. So
Okay,
if he
Lauren.
comes rushing out, I'll fucking
Fisco, what do
deck
you want to
him.
do?
Fisco wanted to linger back a little too.
Okay. As the first two exit, the rest of y'all's companions do take a second to follow through. As you guys are leaving, he sees y'all are leaving. He's like, "Wait,
Wait,
took more
I
information.
didn't wanna.
no, you
go
aren't leaving
up.
it." Yeah, as y'all
Okay,
are like,
cool.
he's seeing people leave. This is his reaction. He's like, "Wait, don't leave. Oh, I have to tell you about the Joseph," and he like starts to like mumble his words when he's like starts to pronounce his word. And then you just see his like his skin begins to just go pure white, like ice cold white. And you see this like his blood begins to pool behind his eyes, and you see it like slowly leak, and he just like collapses over onto the ground. And then I need y'all to make dexterity saves.
I'm glad I got out of there. That sounds traumatic.
Dexterity saves.
Does everybody
Okay.
have to make one?
just the ones that are in the cabin,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
in the little hole.
Me and my homie, we're good. We're good.
I'm like, oh, that's a pretty cool flail. I wonder what they're doing. down there.
21.
You passed.
Who knows? It's taking a while though.
You passed.
They got problems.
23.
Yeah, you all passed. As his skin turns white and he falls to the ground, his body just goes blows up. His body, shards of ice, shards of like frozen sinew just cling to the wall and like roll down it.
Oh, can I say, so y'all haven't seen it yet, but Jayla has like this band on her arm, and she'll do like this, and then a big shield will shield us from the ice.
Nice.
It like
Yeah.
just comes out. It's
Yeah.
pretty
It's like Thunder the Barbarian.
Yeah, as his Dorgar hits the ground, his body colorless. His body does begin to like ripple, and like there looks like there's like a wave of going through his body. And Jayla, you pick up on it first, and you activate your shield, and all the sinew just hits the back of the shield, and you are in a cave full of Dorgar bits, and yeah.
Huh.
You see that he was trying to tell you something, but
He
some
couldn't.
kind of thing was
Somebody
making
got to him.
Yeah.
He couldn't speak anymore.
Yeah.
Did we feel like anything from up above?
You felt the wave of. You felt this like you heard more so. You heard the explosion of like just wet explosion and stuff.
An index finger. You felt an index finger, Lorian.
Hit me in the face. Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm fine.
That's-
Other than that, there is. Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Yeah, Elazal's like,
Well,
Well,
Oh.
I don't think I've studied enough religion to understand this. I'm out.
I'll go down and I'll search through his remains and see
Oh my
if
god.
there's
Okay.
anything inside him. I'll also smell. Also
He's gonna
see
read
if
his
there's anything
entrails for
that
signs.
smells. Ooh, yes.
You do.
How do
I would
his
say
bones look?
you don't have to make a check because I mean it's a creative thought process, right? You go down there, you do sniff around, you do look like go through, and you end up finding his tongue. On the bottom side of where his tongue would have been in his mouth, you see like a small bit of like etching, like some sort of engraving or something on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it looks arcane in nature.
Do I recognize it?
No,
I didn't think I would, but
but
I'll
it's
look
kind of
up.
like a brand on the bottom of his tongue.
Is anyone in the room with me?
yeah, we haven't left.
Yeah,
I think
you-
Iska definitely left like right
Elazale
after he
is-
exploded.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. You tell me if whoever's in the room can be in the room. Yeah, Jayla, Lorian.
I'll just say, hey guys, I found his tongue, and you wouldn't believe what's on the bottom of it.
I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna go.
She's gonna have to feel it. Yeah, the groove.
I'm feeling
Okay.
around.
Okay.
Like this.
It's
I
not the
will
same.
say-
Well, Ichabod's still up top, so I guess never mind.
Okay.
Well, we'll show.
I
Yeah,
doubt
so-
I know it.
I'll
But
say it's not the same rune that's on the bottom of the Wand of Secrets, is it?
No.
His tongue.
No, it's not. I will say those looking at it, you do recognize it as a dwarvish sigil. Like,
God, anyone speak
wrong
Dwarvish?
character. Wrong character.
I didn't take Dwarvish.
No dwarfish over here.
um,
I'm gonna go. I don't know what this is. Put it in my pocket and climb up the ladder.
Oh, you just took my
you
tongue?
just stole your tongue.
I know. I'll stop her. I'll be like, you can give the tongue back.
Why don't we show the wizard upstairs? And
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
I'll
continue
show-
to go up.
Okay.
I'll think about stopping her, and then I'll just let her go.
Yeah, y'all come up and y'all see everyone outside. Just waiting on
Ichabod,
y'all.
Yeah.
here, Lorian found this.
Oh, I got credited.
Holy Lord!
And then just she tosses his tongue at you and just like slaps you on your face. You do see this sigil. You do see some sort of like writing on the bottom of it. It is Dwarvish. If you speak Dwarvish, Craig, you don't speak Dwarvish, do you?
I don't.
Yeah.
The one time.
It is-
Of all the languages I speak, this is not one of them.
I'm not a dwarf.
Oh.
There's nothing dwarven about me.
Shit. Well,
We don't know what it
I
says.
mean,
So he
I'll
holds,
take it
Ichabod
back and.
Ichabod
Oh.
holds it up to his ear. Nope.
You can feel a little gentle bit of a lick on your ear.
What is it?
Speak to me.
What's he holding up?
Okay.
What is it?
They
Tongue.
found they
Tongue.
went down and got Magman's tongue and found like a bottle, like a thing something written on the bottom in Dwarvish of his tongue.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take it back and be like, here, Lorian, and I'll throw it at him.
Oh,
Hang
gotcha.
on, hang on to
tongue.
that.
Yeah, if you want to add Magman's tongue to your inventory,
I'm getting all the special items.
I don't know. That's a special,
What
a different
do you mean
way.
it's not special?
I'm just like, should we like dry it first? Is it gonna like?
Yeah, how do we preserve
it's like
it?
frozen stiff right now. It's like it's hard. It's frozen from the elements. It's just
Alright.
a
So
hard tongue.
anytime we like go to like rest indoors, maybe figure out a way to preserve it.
You need
It won't
salt.
stink too bad. Maybe if
I'm
you
not
eat it,
carrying
you'll learn
it,
the
so-
secrets.
Ooh, yeah, tongue.
No.
Yeah, dwarf tongue.
I
Delicacy.
like to think. I like that process. The thought process.
Like you'll learn everything that he knows.
Yeah, it's like in Divinity, Original Sin. Like
New,
the
I guess.
Yeah, I'm
elves
an elf.
eat the legs
Eat
and
the
the
tongue.
arms and the heads.
Mag and tongue. Cool. Man, I feel so rewarded for going looking through his entrails.
Don't we all?
Did I see any did his guts look like a particular like prophetic
Like tea, like a tea reading.
well sometimes you'd read their entrails or
No,
their
there was
bones.
no other. There was no other
Hair
kind
is
of.
spicy.
Yeah, there was
Nothing-
nothing interesting left.
Nothing struck me. Okay.
Wait, please elaborate. Sometimes you read their entrails, is what I heard.
Well, it's just like a long time ago. People would, you'd
People did.
yeah, you'd read their tribes and stuff would read animal guts or human guts or
So like a
bones or
tea
something.
reading, but like just more.
Visceral.
Disgusting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, not
Appreciate the
everyone has
history
tea,
lesson.
Craig. Sometimes you have to get creative with
Some people
guts.
aren't privileged enough to have tea leaves.
I
just leave.
feel like tea leaves have been around a long time.
Very expensive though.
So as you guys climbed out of this.
Jacob's like, shut up.
Let me get you back on track. As you guys climb out of this interaction with Magman and his tongue now, you guys, it took about 2 hours of time kind of transpired over that course of y'all waiting out that blizzard. Yeah, did y'all want to go back to Targos? Did y'all want to look for anything else while y'all are here before we...
Does it look like this is like particularly well used? Like all, the ladder and the hatch and everything? Are there other tracks around?
It is quite old. There aren't any tracks. If there were tracks, the blizzard would have wiped them out completely.
Okay.
It is very old. You feel as if this is something, just from first initial reaction, you could probably tell this was maybe at one point was a small mine that someone might have found for this substance, but it's been long since used.
I will say that while they were investigating M-trails, I would have been at the top of the ladder.
Okay.
Because I fucked off, and I would have been just bringing up the lightning and investigating my hands, wondering why I suddenly went from this is a close quarters thing to I could do this up to 30 feet away. Just trying to figure this out. Very confusing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you are feeling these new powers that you've never witnessed before or have ever done. As you guys all kind of gather back at the top, the last looks happen. You guys get back on track, and you are successfully navigating. You are successfully navigating back through this wilderness, the small area wilderness you did go to, and get back on track. Another 2.5 hours, 3 hours of travel goes by, and you finally see this glimpse of some civilization. There's these, some civilized looking structures. It looks like homes and buildings. Over this course of 2.5 mile trek that y'all did, over the course of these 5 hours, you finally arrive to this larger settlement. It's much larger than Bremen. Bremen, small town, maybe 250 people. Not a lot of people. A very small community. This place is big. The first thing that separates this place from Bremen is that you see that there's a towering 20-foot high wall around the perimeter of these around this perimeter of this town, made out of these large pieces of lumber that have been unevenly arranged to look to form this very rugged look. As you stand here on the outskirts, you see that this wall does stretch the entirety of the perimeter. This town seems to sit against the side of a lake. And the way the wall works, it goes from the lake all the way to the other part of the other side of the town where the lake is exposed and open so people can come in and out by lake. Atop of the wall, every about 500 feet or so, you do see that there's a watchtower with a singular individual stationed. They're bundled up in the various furs that most Delphoc wear. And from this small hilltop that you guys are slowly descending from, as I stated before, there is that break in the wall at the back of the city. Let me swap over to this thing for me. Boop. Bring it over to this. That's what it looks like. Something like that.
Cool.
You do see at the outskirt, at the edge, you do see people dragging small rowboats in and out of the gate at the far back of the wall. And as each step, as you get closer and closer, you begin to cross the line that dictates the wilderness from civilization. You come to the main gate, which acts as the primary checkpoint in and out of this town. You notice there are two people standing on either side of the gate, wrapped in various wooded armor. They have these very makeshift weapons in their hand. And you hear a guy selling dates. He just walks around the town, boasting his beautiful dates. But you do see that above this gate in the middle, there is a sign that says "Welcome to Targos" on it, just flapping against the side of the wood. And unlike Bremen, whose town was bare of people, there was very, very little people walking to and from buildings, except for Five Tavern location. There are people everywhere. The streets are alive. There are children running back and forth, playing with siblings, laughing, and doing what children do. The buildings here are not like Bremen's. Bremen's were well weathered, where they were nearly falling down. These buildings are weathered in that sense, but they're not completely trash. They have been repaired with various makeshift woods, varying degrees of lumber, have been forcibly put on structures to reinforce them. And you are all just standing in Targos at this main gate. The guards, they do take notice of you and they nod at you. They don't really seem like they give a shit. They just want to make sure you're not gonna like blow up the town or something. But they do take notice of y'all as y'all walk in, and you guys are kind of just standing at the edge of this gate inside the city limits with a fairly strange town, unfamiliar town in front of you.
I wave at the guards as we're going by.
You see one of the guards just looks at you, and then another guy's like, puts a hand up real fast and then puts it down, and the other guard looks at him and just says, "Fucking recruit." And
I'll keep an eye out for any dwarves that don't look too busy. If they're kind of just a leisurely stroll, I don't want to bother anyone.
I will say go ahead and roll I think a d20. I think 10 or higher you pass, 10 or lower you fail.
I'm gonna go to
12.
the left and get a venti cold brew before we hit the one spot.
All right, you do that. You go get your venti cold brew from the one single guy in town selling venti cold brews. What'd you get, Lauren?
12.
Yeah, you do see that there is a morbidly obese dwarf, kind of like on a sled, like guiding his way through the town with his feet. Most people are actively avoiding him.
He doesn't look
He is
busy.
on a mission to get from somewhere to someplace, but he's just minding his business, going as he's like making his way through the town inch by inch. On his
I guess I'll like look to my compatriots, and then I'll look over to the dwarf guy, and I'll walk over to him.
You'll see Lauren just look over at this very overweight dwarf on a sled, and you walk over to the dwarf, and he's like, get out the way, I'm coming through." No.
So I have a question. Could I show you something? First, do you know Dwarvish?
What I look like? I'm a dwarf. What do you think I look like? You think I know Dwarvish? Yes, I know Dwarvish.
Okay. Could you tell me what I'm about to pull something out. Don't be alarmed.
No, I don't. I've heard of this ordeal before. I don't want no part in this, sir.
Oh,
It's interesting though.
That's what they all say. I'm just trying to get over there. He's actually scooping
pull out the
trying to
tongue.
get away from you.
I pull out the tongue.
What the fuck is that?
I'll say, look at the brand. Look at the brand. What does the brand say?
What is that?
You read that for me.
I can see. It says a word. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
What's it say?
Let me see.
Put it closer to his face.
Oh, it looks like it says 1 silver.
I'll give him 1 silver.
Fucking loser. It says
Get this fucking guy.
it says dragon on it.
Is he lying? Is he lying to me?
Oh, you can make an inside check. Yeah, go for it.
Did you say dragon?
Inside 18.
Yeah, he's telling the truth. That's what it says. It says dragon. That's what he's.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. I'll stow the tongue.
And he goes on his way with the coin. He's like, man, kids these days are just so weird. And he
Fucking
just scoots
tourist.
You see, he comes to a part in the road where it's like a little hump, and he like goes to the top of it, and then like he leans forward and just and sleds down a little bit.
Nice.
He goes a little bit. Yeah. He goes on his merry way.
I'll walk back over to my group who hasn't left me.
Yeah, no,
Probably.
we're just waiting there.
They
like,
stopped and just
hi.
watched with
Yeah, just
their
watch him
venti
approach this guy.
cold brew.
Craig, you're drinking your vintage cold brew.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, he said it said dragon on it. in Dwarvish.
So Elazal's like, wait. So we brought this guy to a cave. It's kind of like a dungeon, and his tongue had the word dragon on it. So it was like a dungeon and dragon situation.
Oh, dear God, he's drunk.
Maybe Zardarok is a dragon.
What do you mean I'm drunk? We've been traveling together. I haven't been drinking. I'm just trying to understand what's going on here.
He said, I like what our friend Ichabod said. Right. Could be a dragon.
Zardarok, yeah.
Yeah.
A what?
A dragon. Zardarok could be a dragon.
Oh, gotcha. Understood.
Or a dragon could be like a rank if we're like, but it would probably, Occam's razor, whoever the equivalent to Occam is.
I mean, that sounds like a dragon name, right? That's probably the best assumption we can make thus far.
There any dragon lore experts around? Do I smell any of them? No.
And we just kind of look around in this. I'm just like, in this town, probably.
But what does a dragon have to do with Torg's caravan and the murders? That.
Getting us back on track.
As you say towards caravan, as you're going like that, this little kid walks past you. Yeah, man, I was hoping they were coming to town, but they haven't been in yet. You getting something from Torch too?
Yeah. Are they scheduled to be here?
Well, Julie over there said that they're supposed to be in town, but they come, they go. You know, my sister, she said she got a lollipop from them once that tasted like shit. And I kind of wanted to get one for a prank, but I think she's just full
You
of
shouldn't
it.
use words like that, little boy.
You're right, mister, but... Okay, see ya.
Birdie bots every flavored lollipops.
Well, we need to find where they went.
Well, I mean, it sounds like they haven't come yet.
Does Ichabod see any smoke or any other thing out of the ordinary?
Yeah, you, I was gonna be a smart ass, but you, obviously, you see smoke coming from the chimney tops, but, you look around and, you see a lingering familiarity of smoke trail. It's not strong. It's very, very faint. It's moving constantly. It is moving all around, back and forth, back and forth. But it's not as strong as the other ones you've encountered before.
And it's just kind of, like, just in general, the town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As you guys are just kind of like chilling here in the front of this establishment, you do see that there's one building people are going in and out of. It is it says the Luskin Arms. It's an inn. You see people going in and out. There's people talking, but you guys are kind of just standing in the middle of the road. People are kind of like walking around you. Yeah.
Probably stand to get something hot to eat.
Sounds
I
good
could
to
eat.
me. I guess I'll turn, while we're walking, I'll turn to Fiska. Do you know anyone who knows about dragons up here, or Underdark, or Zardaroks, or since you're a native?
Yeah, would I know any?
Go ahead and make a history check.
They come to all your art shows.
Do I get to?
You can make a history check too.
Actually, in Dugan's Hold. Oh.
Got 18.
She's like, I rolled a natural 20.
What'd you get?
Yeah, natural 20. So, hold on. What was it? History?
Yeah.
22.
Okay, you, Fiska, you get the. You haven't ever heard the names before. You've never heard of these Jorgar coming up here. You never heard anything about a dragon or anything like that. But you have heard of some people talk about seeing these strange footprints in different towns, and you kind of relate that to that guy turned invisible. So maybe there are some of them among us. And Jayla, you kind of the same information. You don't know much about that, but you do remember one time in Dugan's Hole, you smelled this strange smell. And you went to investigate this smell, and you were like, it would always go past the familiar sense in town, and you would always ask people, and they'd be like, "What are you talking about?" It just hits you now that all those times that you smelled that, you were smelling Bagman. That little door guard I just had. You smelled his scent. Craig, no, you wouldn't.
Whoa, he's been around.
So.
But the name Zardock or dragons or anything, it's not very familiar. It's
Not even with what I know? Okay.
Nope.
Cool.
He might not be a dragon, but
As you guys are sitting here, you
it's a leading theory.
I mean, they called Vlad Tempest the dragon, didn't they? He wasn't the real dragon.
Yeah.
as you guys are kind of like trying to figure out what to do, you hear the noise of a dog barking, and it's strange because it's not like a friendly bark. It's as if a dog is just yapping, trying to get someone's attention, pleading with someone. It gets this, it's like desperation. There's a desperate sound to the way these barks are, and you see that there is a dog. There's this white, very wolf-sized dog. It's very much so a wolf. It's got a broken like leather harness on it. Those of you that can see, you'll kind of recognize it as a sled harness. And it is rushing between people, barking at them, trying to get their attention. And it looks over, and you see it. It looks at Elazel. It lands on Elazel. Ichabod, as it looks at Elazel, you see that same faint, very faint trail of smoke off of it. It's very, very faint. It's not even like, the only reason you notice is because you were actively looking.
Right.
And you saw it on the wind, and it does move with this character, with this
Okay.
animal. Elazel, it looks at you, and it just runs at you full speed, and it's approaching faster and faster, and it jumps on you, and it begins to like lick you. It's like, it's like licking your hand, and you see that it is actively like trying to grab your attention, not just because it's like a cute dog, but it's like actively, it's licking you, and then it sees that you kind of have that general reaction where you're like stalked, and then it looks over at the rest of the people in the party and begins to lick on y'all too. Jayla, it kind of comes over.
Boy?
And it looks at Jayla and begins to like piss on her leg a little bit. And then it looks up at Jayla and it's like,
I remind Lorian, I think he took it. I'm like, you can do something about this, right? You can figure out what they're thinking.
Oh,
Or who took it? Who
pretty.
took that?
I took it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't allow me to speak with them.
Oh, I thought it was speak with animals.
No, it's for animal friendship.
Oh, I thought it was speak with animals. I apologize.
No.
Okay.
No.
As it's like looking, as y'all are like talking and standing here in the street, it's just
It,
barking and yapping, and then it begins to like back away slowly.
I'll follow it.
Oh,
Like, show us, boy. Show us where you want us
Yeah.
to
And
go.
it sees you fall, and it starts to like take off fast. You'll have to get up to a quick jog or whatever, and follow it.
Yeah, we jog.
It's full sprint. You're just a good. It takes you deeper to Targos. You go through winding streets, and For the briefest of moments, you do go in a couple circles, and then the dog figures out where it's at. And it's about a good 7 minutes. You find yourself in front of this modest dwelling. It's not overly decorated. Besides the front door, the front door itself is this beautiful ivory wood, or beautiful ivory that has these very intricate etchings in it that are depicting these various aquatic animals. You see a couple of whales, a couple of narwhals. You see a couple of little penguins on it. It's very beautiful. It's very cute. It's like it's something out of SeaWorld or something like that, out of an aquatic place. And the dog quickly runs up to the door and begins to like scratch at it frantically. And it's just yapping, and y'all are just watching it scratch this door, and from inside you hear a voice. He's like, "Boy, you better not be damaging my mural. I'm coming. Hold on." And you hear what sounds like a chair kind of gets scraped across the floor as these very quick footsteps approach, and you see this person opens the door. Garrett, and I had their eyes closed. Garrett, you better not be letting him do that to my door. And he looks out the door and he sees the dog and he sees all y'all and he's like, huh. He's in his early 30s. He's got this very short brown hair. He looks like this. He's got this very short brown hair, very strong jaw. You see this slight smile that he did have. It's important. The slight smile that he did have does begin to fade a little bit as he's putting the pieces together, and his eyes begin to dart around. Where's Garrett? Why do you have boy?
This dog brought us here.
Yeah, the dog just jumped into my arms and started licking my face and led us here.
Ah, I see. Okay, you do see there's a slight uneasiness to this guy. He's a little, he sees the broken harness, and he's like, his eyes go really big, and he's like, he like begins to look around frantically, and he's like, I feel like there's a conversation here. He like looks behind you, and he says, maybe this is a private conversation. Would you, care to come inside? People in this town aren't, they want him dead, but
Who?
I don't know who's watching. I don't know. It's
They want
he
who
says,
dead?
Garrett, my husband.
Yeah, let's go in.
Yeah.
I have some tea that he looks over y'all's shoulder. You see that his eyes do get big, as if he recognizes something. But he turns around and walks inside. As he walks inside, or what are y'all doing?
I will turn around and try to look at what he saw.
Okay. You look back and you see about 10, 15 feet. That's too close. About 40 feet away. You see that there is someone leaning against this side of this building. They have a very intense focused look. They have this very beautiful armor, bright red eyes, bright red teeth. He looks like this. His red complexion he's adorned in this very heavy suit of armor. You see that his horns do kind of sprout up out of his forehead and begin to wrap around, kind of in the picture. And he appears to be observing all the passerbys. He's just looking at people, but he keeps frequently looking up at the house in your direction, as he's taking note of these newer individuals in town. But he's just watching. You don't see him interacting with them. People don't seem to be paying him any other mind besides just walking past them.
I'll go into the house.
Yeah, I will. Just slowly go in, glancing back at that guy. But yeah.
He you see that when he notices that you kind of take notice of him, he kind of gets off the building and walks away a little bit. As you guys go into the interior of this house, it's very unique in here. It's not as normal as one would have suspected, suspected. There's a small fireplace with these 5 stools around it in a circular fashion. And on each of these stools, there's this piece of ivory, very beautiful ivory that has these very fantastical engravings etched into it. You see, to the right of you, there's this normal-sized kitchen. big enough for 2 people. There's a small table with 2 chairs adorned on either side of it. And on this table, you see that there are dried strips of like knucklehead trout, like dried strips of meat just laying on the table drying out. And the man walks over to this large pot and begins to pour out some hot liquid, and he starts pouring cups out for everybody just out of the necessity of being nice. And he oh, here's some tea if you care for that. Why do you? So you said the dog found you. So I'm sorry about being kind of informal. It's not, and not like introducing myself. I know it's not very normal behavior. It's just I know people out there have a less satisfactory opinion of me and my husband's relationship, and he's had some bad run-ins with a couple of the business here. He doesn't really agree with the sacrificial rituals that the town has begun to partake in for oral, but I'm rambling. Sorry, my name is Keegan. How are y'all?
I just say, I mean, we're faring well. I'm sorry, I have a really terrible memory sometimes. What was your husband's name?
Garrett.
Garrett.
Yes,
Yeah,
Garrett.
sorry, I was
That's fine.
awfully distracted by the red-skinned
that's
man with the horns out there.
Yeah, that's Scath. That's the militia guard here in town, or that's who the town speaker appointed. But yeah, that's Scath.
Is that a normal, like, is he appointed specifically to your residence?
He kind of watches over the town, but he frequents this area more than I think he should. But then again, I don't know what the town speaker pays him or what their arrangement is. But it's always been a shroud of mystery around that man.
I just say, well, I don't know you or your husband very well, but I'm sorry that you feel like I don't know. Do you live in fear or anxiety, or
It's more so anxiety than fear. It's just that, you know, some days I just feel this. I just feel like our time is just too short here. I mean, the cold is something that really affects my mental health. But I don't know. It's just Garrett. I've been uneasy. Garrett, he just left a couple days ago. In fact, feels like a couple days, but it was literally like yesterday. Yeah, it's just hard when he's not here. It's plus you found Boy. You see his harness is broken. He's pointing at the dog, the wolf. His harness is broken. He's a sled dog, sled wolf, depending on where you're from. But yeah, his harness is broken. And if he's not with Garrett, then something bad.
Where had Garrett gone?
Well, he told me that they were going to Kelvin's Cairn. He says Kelvin's Cairn. Those of you that are from Icewind Dale know this as the tallest mountain in Icewind Dale. This huge mountain. They were going to Kelvin's Cairn. And I told him, I wish, he never introduced me to these people he was guiding. And I wish I would have questioned more, but Garrett likes to keep his secrecy when it comes to his job. And, you know, he said they were strong-bodied, eager for the experience, but I mean, I told him he was a fucking idiot, but I guess I was right.
That's me laughing, not LSL. Is that his profession? Is being a guide?
Yeah, he's a guide. He's done it ever since we moved to Icewind Dale. He's always been a guide. At first I thought he was a swashbuckler. He was one of those adventuring types, but he's just a guide. Or that's all I've known him to do. Work for.
Does he ever relay information about who he's guiding?
Not often. He prides himself on his secrets and his, you know, he thinks it's a good code of conduct, a good code of ethics. And I tell him that's stupid because what happens if he goes missing? Like, he looks down at the dog, like, begins to get a little emotional. He's like, you know, I fear that maybe something bad happened. I don't know. And I'm not one to believe in. I'm not the religious type, but I feel this is an act of God or some sort of twisted result of fate. Because, I mean, if Boy here found you, then that means that they must have sent something or some kind of strength in you, or some sort of commonality. He's very weird around people.
So does Boy always go with him on these excursions?
Boy is a sled dog. He's the lead dog. He is we've known him since he was a pup. Garrett raised him since he was a pup.
So why do you think he would have come to a random group of strangers as opposed to you, who he knows?
I'm not. How do you say? I'm not strong. I am a scrimshaw sculptor by trade, but I mean, maybe the dog didn't want to worry me. I don't. The dog is pretty smart. He's too smart for his own good, if you ask me. But I'm just incapable of.
I wonder if Boy could lead us to Garrett.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, he brought us to you to make you aware, and then he felt like we were capable.
You think he's smart enough to do that?
He looks down at the dog. The dog is actively like twisting his head back and forth, listening to y'all. I'm just wagging his tail whenever y'all are saying he's smart.
Yeah.
Keegan looks down. He's like, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I think he's not even a dog. He just seems like another person entirely. But I mean, he leans down. Do you think you can lead these people to Garrett? And you see Boy's like, and he's like, okay, well, I guess. I mean, I don't want to. I know it's not right of me to ask, but if you guys and gals could, if you didn't mind to like check it out. I mean, it's a bit of a travel. I don't have much gold. You do look at the adventuring type. I don't have much gold, but I could commission a piece for you.
You can pay me in Scrimshaw.
I definitely could, sir. I do have a connection with the one of the proprietor of the Luskin Arms. The little inn in there, Owen and me go way back. Maybe I could get you some discounted prices or even a couple nights free if you choose to stay the night. I really don't have much to offer.
What time of day is it, Jacob?
About this time of day, it is about, I want to say it's like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will just I'll speak up and say is this something we do now, or like it's hard when it feels like a rescue mission. Like, do we go now or do we rest up and make sure we're at our full potential?
How far is it to Kelvin's Cairn?
Those of you who live here, it's about 12 miles from Targos. 12 miles from Targos it's a 24-hour walk.
Oh.
It's a full day's walk. It is quite the expedition.
Need some axe beaks.
If you had axe beaks, it would be incredibly shorter.
We should have stole some.
He's looking. Keegan's looking at you guys, and he's like, who might know more about this would be the guy over at what's his name? I forget his name all the time. Just at Triglio's. It's the little supply store around the corner. Garrett mentioned that they were going to stock up before they left. Other than that, he didn't really give me anything else besides. He said he was going to be back. It was going to be maybe 4 or 5 days at most before they came back. So, I mean, he has only been gone for a day, but if Boy is not with the rest of the dogs, then maybe they were attacked or ambushed by some creature, or maybe... you see, he gets this really worried look in his face, and he's like on the verge of breaking down at the thought of his partner being dead. Yeah. So, how's the tea? Was the tea good?
It's excellent.
I have not drank
How's the tea
at
taste?
all.
Sorry.
It's like it tastes like hibiscus and lichen.
Yeah.
Very lovely.
Ichabod, you do see that trail of smoke on Boy has strengthened. It's grown a little bit stronger.
Okay.
But yeah, you
Ichabod.
are all standing here in front of Keegan, and he's just like, I wish.
Again,
I
you
had
say
more
we should go check out, talk to this Justin at
Yeah.
Triglio.
Triglio's general supply store. Yeah, it's right around the corner. Maybe a minute or two walk away.
That seems like our best bet.
Are you sure y'all don't have to do? I can find someone else if y'all don't have the time. Y'all look like a bunch of busy.
Well, I feel
adventurers.
like the fact that Boy came right to us should say something.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we were called to this. I mean, yes, we are currently doing something else, but the importance is not of importance. Like, this fell in our lap, and I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but it kind of feels like it's something we need to look into.
Perhaps, I think we'll look into this situation, but, have you heard of, I'll look back to the group, what was the name again? We were looking for them.
Zardarok.
Zardarok.
Yes, and the other,
Oh,
yes, and the caravan. Any of that?
Torg's Caravan.
You say Zardock. He's like, I don't know what that is. Sorry. Pork should have been here today. I did hear word from Justin that they were supposed to come by. He was supposed to give them something, but they haven't showed up yet. I don't know. Usually they're pretty spot on with their. If the general store guy that has connections with any of their troop, they're usually pretty spot on. They never miss schedule, even though their schedule doesn't really seem like a schedule. But
So do we know, does Torg's Caravan go from Bremen to Targos, or from Targos to Bremen?
so Torque's Caravan, they have no set route. They are a out of game. They're just a caravan of roaming salesmen. They're kind of like pop-up shops here and there.
Yeah.
You get them while you can. They have no set. They bounce around from towns. It kind of seems like, depending on the town they stay in, depends on other forces
Okay.
than anything.
But from what we are hearing from two people thus far, they were expected.
Yeah,
which makes
you
it
heard from
sounds
multiple
like they
expected.
have like a route. But
So I will say this: the reason people expect it is all word of mouth rumor.
okay.
Some of it can be trusted, some of it can't be trusted.
Okay.
Usually some general supply stores or some stores throughout different towns will have a bit of information on that, just because there are some goods that are being traded between. There's a markup, there's a whole economic business side of it, but there are some tendencies. Not all stores will have connections,
Okay.
but yeah, usually it's just word of mouth about where they're going to be.
Okay.
Well, it couldn't hurt to. Sounds like Justin might have a lot of information for us
Oh.
on a couple different paths.
Well, yes. Why? Where did the caravans set up usually? Torg's Caravan.
Usually they try to set up on the outskirts of town.
Okay.
They usually don't like to come in. There are some town speakers who do implement some sort of taxation on product sales, and within walls of different settlements they will upcharge or take some percentage of that cut. So Torx kind of goes around that by just staying on the outer limits. Usually it attracts most of the businesses in town. They kind of suffer from their showing up. They do have a bunch of cool items. They have a bunch of wacky stuff. But yeah, if there's any special, I can make a special piece for y'all if you have any requests or anything. I could try to scrounge up some kind of coins.
Personally, I'm just curious what kind of tea you're normally brewing and serving up to guess that you don't expect.
Well, I call it tea, but realistically, it's cider. But you know, some of the folk don't know the difference between cider and tea.
Right.
I like to call it tea. It is cider. But you can name anything, and people will drink it. So
I'm just curious why when you had 5 of us show up.
Oh no,
here
that was
and-
just for me. I drink that throughout the day. It keeps me clean and feeling warm.
Right, but you offered it. Were you gonna brew more, or did you have enough for all of us?
If you don't drink it, I'll just dump it back in and heat it up.
Well, that's not my question though.
Is there? Sorry, what'd you say? I'm a little preoccupied. What?
I'm curious why you had enough for 5 of us if it's just
Oh,
you.
I'm a hell of a drinker.
Insight
it's
check.
a pretty. Yeah, go for it.
Jayla grabs her hand. I'm gonna start cutting off fingers. Tell us the truth.
Why do you have so much cider?
Shit, I
It
feel
doesn't
like-
add up.
It's just a 10.
I mean, from the instant check, I mean, he's telling the truth. I mean, maybe he does have a slight addiction to this drink,
Okay.
or maybe it's just like an underlying. You get the sense that there's no nefarious kind of underlying tone to why he has so much cider.
Okay.
Moonshine.
His-
Bootlegger.
Yeah. You found out the underground bootleg trail. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He's
he's
running
very
cider.
sincere. He's very sincere. He's not putting them a front. You can see that he's also. The check was a little bit easier to read just because he was visibly upset about. He's kind of preoccupied with worrying about his husband, but he is being out of the nicety of trying to keep appearances. He's
Okay.
trying to hold it together.
And I just kind of say, I mean, forgive me for my suspicions. It's
No, it's okay.
uh, yeah.
I mean, I'm a stranger. You're a stranger. I get it.
Right.
He's like he looks around. He just notices how
Yeah.
how intimidating the y'all's whole crew is, and his eyes get a little bit bigger. He like backs up a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Drink Theo.
Quick question.
Yes.
What kind of things do you make?
I make scrimshaw sculptures. It's I take pieces of ivory and I carve intricate statues out of it, or I do kind of like how my door out there is. Did you see my door?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I came through it.
Yeah, it's
Let's
a
go.
it's
Don't be
a
a jerk.
it's a very it's a trade. It's an art form. If any of you appreciate art, it is one of the trades here. I know there is a famous art sculpture maker in that I've heard about. Her name is Fiska. She does make some crazy things, but
I've heard her stuff's really good.
that's what I've never seen her pieces before.
She's a
but
hack.
Like, that name
Wow.
sounds very
Yes.
familiar.
No, she's great.
Like daggers with her eyes.
I hope
I've never
you
seen
see
this bird so angry.
Keegan's like I hopefully one day I'll get to maybe give her something and we could trade of some sort, but you know, her pieces are very avant-garde. She's like the Banksy of Icewind Dale.
What?
I'll turn to Fiska and I'll be like, do you have an opinion on her work, Stacy?
Stacy.
Keegan's like Keegan looks
Yes,
at you.
Stacy. Wow, how do you feel about Fiska's work?
It's pretty good, but not quite as good as the scrimshaw. I think it's really quite beautiful. She's been staring at the scrimshaw like this whole time.
What? What is a scrimshaw?
So he points over and you see that there are 5. It's like pieces of ivory that have been like carved into intricate patterns or have been decorated with other kind of etchings in it. You see he points over to a there's a walrus. It's a beautiful walrus, very beautiful carving, and on the side of the walrus it says "Big Love" on it. He's like,
Okay, what just love that.
that's one of my pieces. I can make something. I can make something else for y'all if y'all so choose.
Does he? I just. Do you have anything made out of wood? Like, do you do
Okay, so
like driftwood or like?
I am. I'm gonna shit talk. I don't do this often, but I find people that work with wood are very simple artisans. You know, I've pride myself on my scrimshaw work, and woodworkers you just can't trust, man.
And he falls over and dies.
I just nod and I'm like, do you have any like raw pieces of ivory or
Yeah,
just
for sure.
just a raw material? Do you mind? Can I just? I mean, one that you don't that isn't as important to you in your future projects.
Yeah, I'll be right back. He kind of disappears to like a little side room away from y'all. He's gone for about maybe a minute. Comes back and you see he brings out this like it's like a square chunk. It's just a square. It's very basic looking. It kind of looks like a piece of like snow that's been hard packed and pressed.
Yeah.
But he just brings it out to you and he says, I mean, this is what I have unworked on. I have a bunch of other stuff going on back there.
I say, do you mind if I try something?
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
and I hold it in both of my hands and I cast Shocking Grasp into it.
Oh shit.
To try to like impart like lightning like patterns, kind of like you know, sand art, wood art, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you actively do what you're set out to do. Your lightning goes through it and makes these intricate intricate like electricity patterns. It's very beautiful. He looks at it, he's like, huh. I've never used. How does your shocking grasp look? Is it just like your fingers are just electrified and you touch it, or?
Basically, I mean, it's a cantrip, so it's just lightning springs. Basically, it's like, you know, originally all I had was my lightning claws.
Yeah.
And it's just become this like an extension of those to where the lightning extends from it and goes into whatever it's touching.
Yeah, he takes it from you. He's like, because he would have handed it over to you. He doesn't want to get shocked. He takes it back from you. He's like, I never thought to work with electricity before, but then again, electricity doesn't really exist, so I don't have lightning at my disposal. I'm sorry, I'm from the city, so there was a crazy guy that had some wacky inventions with electricity, but it never got off the ground.
I'm just like, well, it exists. It's just natural as opposed to harnessed, right? Unless you use it right.
True. I could maybe get a kite, a piece of.
Maybe Benjamin. You could do that.
Garrett, remember Garrett?
His last name was Franklin.
I was gonna.
Oh, sorry, go
ahead. Do you know any people who know of like dragon lore and maybe Underdark history that can also read Dwarvish? Doesn't have to. The Dwarvish is more like an optional.
It's very specific, Lori.
I know.
Like
me and Justin talk a bunch. Justin, there is. He's not in this town, but there's a pretty quirky guy, and over in Bryn Shander. He runs a magical shop there. He's pretty traveled, so he might be the one to talk to. I can't guarantee. He's very well versed. He's very cool, if I may say so myself. He owns a shop called the Frosty Finger. He might be able to know anything about dragons. Dragons are little, like, you know, fantastical creatures. They're mythical. They're not. There's a dragon up here. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, because I hope they just don't breathe ice, because dear God, right?
I'm just a dragon enthusiast, that's all.
Hey, everyone has their own thing. Everyone has their own thing.
What town did he say again?
Bryn Shander.
Bryn Shander.
It is a town that's after Targos, basically.
Who's Justin and who's Garrett? Because I'm lost.
Garrett's my husband.
Garrett's the husband.
The tiefling.
Oh, and
Justin is the shop owner, and then Scaff.
At Triglios, at the Italian shop.
Justin is the shop. Okay, cool. And Garrett went on the expedition, right?
On the expedition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy is the dog.
I thought he fit in
many names.
The piece of ivory that I electrified, how big was that?
It was a decent like chunk. It was like a small block of wood. Like it's a
Block
think of like
of
a little you know, those like little, you flip it open, it's got a little ballerina inside of it. It's kind of like that, but a little bit smaller.
Okay, so I'll just say, how I mean, how do you carve that? Is it super durable? Like, is it like, can you make a weapon out of it, or is it more of an art?
It's more of, I mean, when I kind of engrave and do carvings, I whittle away the integrity of the ivory. So, I mean, you could probably make a weapon, but I don't think it would. It'd be a lot of ivory. It'd be pretty expensive, but I don't think it would be.
I'm more like for yourself. Like, if you have all of this at your disposal and you don't have much to protect yourself, maybe that'll help.
I'll just throw some tea on them and run.
Okay.
That's what yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I'm not much of a fighter, I'll be honest.
If your tea's that strong, well, I mean, I understand that. Not everybody fights. I'm not.
Kitchen knives.
I'm with you.
Forks.
I'm not much of a fighter either. That's not who I am.
He looks you up and down. Okay.
No. What you see is me protecting myself, not fighting for myself. There's a difference.
Oh.
But
I'll
what
make
I'm curious about is what's going on in your life. I want to make sure you're protected and can defend yourself. But if you feel like your tea can protect you, that's great.
It is pretty strong.
Well,
I'm going to go purchase a knife.
Wow.
Or a dagger, as they call that. I don't want to whittle away at the product, but I'm gonna go buy me a dagger from maybe one of the neighbors has one. I'll just go ask around. I'm sure it won't be suspicious at all.
I wish I had something on me, but I don't.
I have an item I'm not using anymore, but I kind of want to keep my secondary. A war pick on one hip and the flail on the other.
Speaking of this flail that you have,
Oh, does she look at it anyway? Like,
Keegan doesn't look at it at all. No, he's not preoccupied. He's not
right.
giving y'all a thorough look over. However, though, whenever you are talking in this building, you do see that on the outside of the house, pressed against the window, is that same red face, just breathing. Like it looks like it's breathing on the window, and you actively see like fog on the window.
Just mouth. Just
like a kid.
Yeah.
This primal
He starts
figure
like
is
carving
watching.
a unhappy face into his.
Is he
breath.
looking at the weapon or me?
He's looking directly at you.
I'll look at him and then I'll wink. He's looking at me.
He's not stationary, constantly breathing, not blinking. Just these large red and yellow eyes, just superimposed and wide on the window.
Is Lorian the only one who sees him? Okay.
We all see Lorian just staring.
I'm the only one
Yeah.
that sees him? Okay. Then I'll say, I need to get a breath of fresh air. And I'll step out.
Okay. Okay, y'all see Lorian step out.
If I'm the only one who sees him.
Yeah, you step out. Do you go peek around the corner?
Yeah.
You don't see nothing there.
I'm glad I didn't bring anyone with me, because I would have been like, you're crazy!
Yeah,
You're crazy!
there's nothing there. You see a couple kids running around, but not this animal.
Okay, I'll come back in, and then I'll say, guys, it was the tiefling, right?
No, it was I'll tell you. You saw you know who those who must
Oh,
not be named or whatever.
I thought it was the tiefling.
No, sorry, I should.
Gotcha, understood.
Yeah, I
We saw him earlier when we were in
Yes.
the.
Yes. I thought it was the tiefling too.
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can see why that would be kind of funny.
I thought the tiefling was like.
I was like,
You know,
wait, I brought up the tiefling and he was mentioned. Why is he disappearing all of a sudden?
I was
My
gonna
bad.
come back in and mention him, but
No, it was definitely not the tiefling.
right, yeah, I get it now, and then I'll
My bad.
I'll go out there. I'll look around the corner. I'll just shake my head and I'll rub my eyes. I'll take a big breath and a sigh, and then I'll go back inside.
Yeah, while you are looking out the window, you don't see nobody out there, but you do see these very large footprints by the window.
Oh, did they lead somewhere?
There's these very quadrupedal, like clawed decompressions in the snow, but there's nothing there.
Oh, so no tracks.
No tracks. It's just those 2 footprints on the ground.
How big are his feet compared to mine?
His feet are about, I want to say about maybe 13 inches in width.
Do our hands match? Yeah.
Mine might.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they are very large.
Then does it? Okay, I'll bring Jayla. I'll be like, I'll knock on the glass and I'll then like point at Jayla. I'll motion her over.
You don't seem crazy at
She
all
looks
right
like a
now.
hunter. She looks like a hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
love
kinda
that
hurt my
you're
vibe.
pointing at me, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Everyone in the
what's
building.
that knocking?
Yeah,
Keegan's
don't know.
Keegan's like, I think your friend out there, he wants one of y'all.
Yeah, Lorian's like, I need a breath of fresh air, and he goes around to the window and knocks on it and points to jail.
He's pointing at you. He addresses you, Jaylee. He's pointing at you, ma'am. Big ma'am.
Big man.
Big
Big
man.
love.
Oh, me?
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
nickname, Big Ma'am.
He's pointing at you, ma'am.
Oh, okay. She'll go outside.
Yeah, you go outside and you see Lorian there. Or Lorian, tell me what you're doing.
Are the prints still there? Like where he was standing?
Yeah, you still see him.
I'll be like, have you
Fuck that
seen
crap.
have you seen these prints before? And if you need to get down and feel them, you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, but thanks again for rubbing that in. And
Well, no,
I'll get down and I'll try to feel in the snow without
Yeah.
like messing it up or.
that's sensitive.
Yeah, you're patting around. You're not feeling nothing. You're just feeling like freshly unpacked, like freshly snow. No prints, no kind of indentations. You don't feel nothing. You're just feeling around in the snow looking
There's
for
like
something.
no compacted snow at all.
Not at all. It seems like you're pushing the snow in as you're moving around looking for something. You don't feel any tracks.
Does it look like she's touching it to me?
Yeah, you see, Lauren, you're seeing her actively touch these 2 footprints.
I know this is a question he should be asking, but like, am I messing it up in his vision, or are they staying there?
To his vision, it looks like you're putting your hands in there, but you're not messing them up, no.
Oh, so it looks like you're doing it for me, but you don't feel any change. Do you feel that?
Well, what am I supposed to be?
It's like deep prints, like 13 inches, because I got on my ruler.
Your pocket ruler that you're carrying.
Yeah.
Very specific.
13 inches kind of footprint. You feel that?
I feel cold snow. My hands are in the snow. That's it. And now
Okay,
my
okay.
hands are wet and cold.
I'm sorry. I don't tell anyone.
But at this time, as you guys are having this conversation, you do hear a sled sliding past you, and you look over and you see that
That's a
obese dwarf sliding past y'all. I'm gonna get there.
I want to step
Oh
into the
man,
footprint.
he sounds big.
That's no. That's yeah. I want to step in the prints.
Yeah, you step in the prints and you see that your foot kind of matches the shape of it.
Oh.
There's a subtle
And-
difference to it though. It's not like it's perfect, but you do notice that as you step in it, it seems that it seems that the footprints shrink to form around your feet.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine. What do you mean?
I mean, you're not taking that stuff again? You didn't
Yeah. It's a
What do you
good
mean?
question.
go back to the bar and get some more of those leave things?
Why would I do that?
Oh, no reason. Okay. You have fun out here. I'll go back in. She definitely thinks you're taking drugs.
I guess I'll linger there for a second, and then I guess I'll follow her back in.
Yeah, but you stay out there, nothing else happens. Maybe rejoin
Just
the party.
Imagining the tiefling with its fucking face pressed
Yeah, that
against
should've
the.
been more true. That does sound pretty funny though.
I was like, wow, this guy. I thought this guy was kind of supposed to be covertly watching the house, but he is like,
Hi guys.
what are you doing? He's talking. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, as you guys come back in, you all see them come back in. Keegan was like, was everything okay out there?
Oh, I just. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, but as I was saying, I'm gonna go get a dagger, and I'm going to try to get better with the dagger.
I do have one request if we're gonna go do this for you.
Yeah, what's up, big man?
Oh, okay, maybe two.
Okay.
Don't call me that.
Sorry.
Name's Jayla.
Ooh.
Do you make are you able to make like little pieces of jewelry out of the ivory?
Yeah, for sure. You got anything particular?
Yes. And then she's gonna go into detail because I don't want to do that. Of like this really big, great, like long sword, and it's gonna be like very detailed on what it looks like and everything. And then, she's gonna ask for the initials LT in both of them.
What a great player.
So you say you want her to make two big long swords, or like are you trying to make
like earrings?
2 earrings, okay? And they say LT in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Like, can you type that to me? Because my pen's not working.
Yeah.
And Elzel will just be like,
Jake.
do you want to use the lightning ivory that I just made?
Oh,
from?
I could. That would actually. It might make it cool. And as he's like he is looking at it more, the ivory is black and charred, so there's like an aesthetic to it, like kind of like a goth aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
And so
That sounds like a great idea.
Elzel's just like, nice.
The sword I'm thinking about has some pieces like that. That'd be great.
Okay. I was gonna make a hot topic joke, but I don't think that's called for.
We all go.
He said, okay, I'll get right on that right now. Yeah, if by the time you get back, it should be done. And I will make other pieces too. If there's a request, I have a couple that I'm working on currently, but I can fix them to make them for y'all. I mean, the walrus, the big love walrus, that one's a pretty good. I like that one.
Fisk that one. She's like,
I don't think we want to carry that around.
He's also like, I can tell you what I do have in the works. I have oh boy, what do I have? He starts scratching his head as he looks for the information.
Anything you'd like to get, Stacy? Would you like to get anything, Stacy? I know you're an art connoisseur.
How big is the walrus?
The walrus is about it's like 7 inches length.
Oh.
4 inches tall. It's pretty 5 inches tall. It's pretty sizable. But the words "big love" pretty much make up the entirety of it. It's like from tail to head.
Sorry,
and you do flip it over and you see it's on "big love" is on both sides of it.
Oh hell yeah! Just to say, I think this is really quite beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I would like this.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to take it right now, you can have it as a trust of my good word.
Thank you. Is it a walrus or a whale? You've said both.
Oh shit. You look at one side, it is a walrus on one side, and then you flip it over and it's a whale on the other.
Whoa.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing.
It's a walrus.
Depends on your mood, what side you look at.
I like
Oh,
that.
you can
It's very clever, very skillful.
flip it like a coin. Is it Walrus Day or is it Whale Day?
Man.
Oh my god, I can't find the fucking thing that I typed up. Actually I did. You see that he's also talking about. Oh, so he's talking about the other works that he has on hand at the moment. He says he has a smiling fox one that he's working on right now, like a little sly fox, smiling fox one. A pair of dancing snow hares, which is a pair of dancing rabbits that he's working on. He says he does have a well, a complete well that spouts water, that's spouting water. I have that one in the work, and then also I am going to be making those earrings for you, Jayla. and I will be also making a circle.
I just kind of speak out and I'm like,
A circle.
so I'm like,
Yes.
so there's a lot of interesting characters in your home
Thank you.
right now. Well, I don't.
Oh,
that's
yes.
a weird. It wasn't. But,
I thought you were talking about the scrimshaw figures. I'm so sorry.
no, I'm talking about us, our group. Do I look familiar?
No, not really. I didn't want to be rude and bring it up, but I've never seen something.
Okay, that's
quite
just.
like you.
I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like you recognized my kind and you were hiding it, or you didn't recognize my kind and you were really hiding it.
I find it rude to ask someone for a favor and then spit on their appearance.
I didn't know. I understand. It's not spitting. I mean, it's not a terrible. If you don't recognize someone or something, I don't think it's. I suppose it's the way you go about it. But yeah, if you don't recognize, that's all I was.
He as you're talking, he's like, you're quite unique. You mind if I'll have leftover material from the earrings. You mind if I just sculpt you?
I mean,
if
your brain works like that,
yeah,
sure. I'm not gonna sit here for you, though.
No, I don't need
okay.
that. I got a good dimension. I got a good do you have a favorite pose?
No,
I'm
don't.
quite good,
Absolutely do not. Just don't make me into a T, please.
How long is this sculpting gonna take?
By the time you get back, by the time y'all guys come back, I should have one. Not today. Dear, I'm not that great.
So you need him to stay here for the entire day?
No, he doesn't need to stay. I have a pretty good memory, of like photographic memory when it comes to sculptures and artworks. And he motions to Elsa artworks. He's unique. I've never seen anything like that, and I'm gonna remember.
I mean, that was my ultimate question. This is a wonderful way for you to respond to it by wanting to sculpt me. Thank you.
I can ask around if you like.
If there's an around for you to ask, sure. Just be careful on your journeys.
I don't have any.
Okay,
really
then
to talk to.
don't.
It's just me and
don't
the
worry
team.
about it. Just sculpt, I suppose.
Okay, I will do that.
Oh, also, is there anything around the town that we should know about? Any thing that will catch our eyes as the motley band we are, or?
Yeah. Do you? There's a couple of things. I mean, obviously the general store, the Triglio Supply. That's
It's at the quest list.
That's pretty good. No. There's the Luskin Arms that in you should have seen it when you first came into town. Only in town, and there's also there's a tavern called the Three Flags Saline. But other than that, there's not. I mean, even though our town is big, there's not really any specialty. I don't think there's no kind of guild or. Not. I mean, y'all do look like adventuring types. There's no sort of like hardy places of interest that maybe there's not like a snow bear den or something that needs to be taken care of, or there's just
no rats.
No rats. Oh well, okay. There's no the Luskin Arms. There are rats in the walls. People know about it, but for some reason the townspeaker, he actively stays there. He lives there. But he says it reminds him of home. I don't know. He's a weird, strange fellow. Came around about 7 years ago and earned favor with the fishermen here. Other than that, there's no other rat problems.
Okay. I'm ready to go. Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you for everything. He goes to shake your hand.
I'll shake the hand.
He shakes your hand.
Good squeeze.
I will shake his hand as well, and I'll just be like,
at the same time.
No. I like it though. I'll just be like, No one ever offered to sculpt me before. This is weird. Thank you.
Yeah, no
Stop
problem.
Wait, do you have any like competing artists in this town that might also want to sculpt me?
I mean, maybe if you find Fiska, she's a pretty, as I said before, she's a pretty good art sculptor. She makes beautiful
Visca,
sculptures.
okay.
There is, I know in Dugan's Hole there is another, sculptor. His name is, it's lost on the tongue. It's like Tenacious D. Tenacious D is his name.
Okay.
He is a decent scrimshaw, but he's weird. He likes to make his stuff into like, like lutes and like musical instruments. He likes to make them into musical instruments.
Interesting.
It's a very niche.
Like a bard.
Yeah, like one of those guys.
Right. Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure, on our search, I'm not gonna run into other people that, is everybody gonna want to sculpt me? I don't want that.
I don't personally. If they haven't asked you yet, then how rude of them.
You're the first person we came across in this town.
Well, maybe if you run into Fiska, maybe ask her if she wants to make something.
I
Her,
will.
him. There is a kind of a mystery shrouded around them.
I actually heard Fiska is like a pseudonym.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Oh.
What?
I don't know. It's just it's what's been told to me. People are still trying to figure it out.
Hey, well, if you ever find anything out, let me know.
Maybe like the letters are scrambled and you unscramble them in it.
I never thought about
Anagram.
Yeah, yes, an anagram.
Just
Can we
an
leave
enigma
now?
wrapped in a puzzle.
Fiska's
Yeah,
just like,
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as soon as we get outside, I'll be like, Fiska, are you gonna sculpt me?
She kind of gives me a side eye and like kind of jangles the coins in her pocket.
No, I don't want you to. I just if it's something you're gonna do on your own time, just let me know, because it's gonna be weird if you surprise me with it.
While you're sleeping.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're really nice when you're sleeping as well. Just
Oh.
walk away.
Well, I mean, I am a cat, so I get it.
Let's go, Stacy.
Where y'all headed to?
What was
Triglio.
yeah, Treglios.
Yeah, boy follows y'all out, and
Boy.
he's going to actively be following. He follows Fisk around. He's like he
Daisy.
smells. Maybe he smells some of that glorious
Capers.
food you ate. Yeah, the capers. But he is following you. He's trailing behind you, and he's got a little bit of a pep in his step. But you see that he limps a little bit here and there. But yeah, he has a sense of just.
What kind of dog is he?
It's more so like it's kind of like a wolf Siberian Husky. It's a
Okay.
very large dog. It's very beautiful. He's got he's one of those like tan Siberian Husky with like the light brown and
Excellent.
yeah.
Yep.
He's got baby blue eyes.
Is he loud? Is he like very
He is
vocal?
quite.
When he wants to
he
be.
is quite loud. Yes. He is a very vocal animal. He's very vocal.
Yeah.
Go get him started.
Stereotypical one.
Yeah, but you guys are going to Triglio's. You guys kind of you guys head over to Triglio's and you hear. You ask around. You didn't really get a real sense of direction. Or he said it was around the corner, so you kind of mosey around the corner for a little bit. You do end up finding Triglio's. You see. Hopefully the door creak doesn't go through. Oh, he does anyway. Oh well. He's gonna do that regardless. You guys hear some singing, a bit of echoing from around the building, and you see on the outskirts. You hear the song you keep hearing is, it's like Triglio, lads, and hoist upon the line. Triglio, lads, and bring your fisher in. And this is like very simple sea shanty that just keeps repeating over and over again. And you see that the individual that is singing it is this person that looks like this. You see,
Menards.
yeah, you see, you're talking. This guy's singing, and he kind of looks like a scarecrow a little bit in his demeanor. You see that his left hand is completely just missing, just above the elbow, no hand. And he's sweeping as he's singing with one arm, but he's like sweeping into the street when the wind's just blowing back at him as he's sweeping. There's no real distinguishing features on this building. It's very mundane. There's no kind of racks on the outside. The only thing that distinguishes it as a general store is the words "general store" above it. There's not even a name, Triglio's. It just says "general store." But he's just singing, and he notices you. And he's like, "Oh, hi. How are you?"
We're doing good.
Awesome.
Literally.
How are you?
I could be better. I'm missing a hand, but he goes to like give you a wink, but it's like you can tell this is a joke he's told, like, or like a joke that he's told, but he's like over the joke that it's just a second nature now that he just kind of instinctually says this to new people. What can I do you for? I got some stuff inside if you need some stuff.
Anything special?
Not really. I have snowshoes. I have some pittons. Got a couple barrels in there that are empty. I got a ladder.
Ooh. Is it like you
About 10
can?
feet. It's a normal ladder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got some iron pots, some paper, some parchment, shovels,
Ooh.
soap.
Oh, do we have shovels and soap? I'll look back at my compatriots.
I'm just
There's
like,
vials.
well, I'm like, no, but is this how you conduct your business? Like, no, but I got this and got that.
Yeah, I mean, most people in Targos know what I have. I mean, I could list the entirety of the wares. It was a simple, outstretch of offering. It wasn't like, I'm not some wacky salesman. I'm not some like axe speak salesman or some quirky guy.
How about this? Do you have information about Garrett's and where he may have been headed?
Hey, information's good. Listen to him.
Oh, Garrett? Yeah, I know. He came in about a day ago. He had a little motley crew, kind of similar to you guys. He going to Kelvin's cairn, kind of cut across the wilderness, and had a couple dogs with him. He's like, oh, there's one of the dogs right there. So, yeah, he was traveling with a crew of 3. There's there's a tall Goliath guy, a little small halfling woman, and there's like this little tiefling kid.
That sounds like
Oh,
bunch from.
we let more kids die.
What was it? Goliath, tiefling, and what? Halfling?
A tall Goliath man. There's this halfling woman, and then there's a small tiefling child. She's the cutest little thing. She had this leather book that she was like writing people's names down in. She wrote my name in it. Oh, my name's Justin, by the way. If you guys didn't catch that yet, Justin Hunray. It's nice too. Yeah. Well, if you need anything, it's I mean, I can tell you what they bought. It's not like it's any secret. They bought some snowshoes. They bought a couple days ration. They bought some pittons. They bought a ladder.
And a ladder.
Do you know why they're heading that way? The group?
They weren't really. I mean, they were the little kid. She was saying something about they're going up there to find. I don't know if she was telling.
Is that Asterix?
That sounds right.
Yep.
Yeah, little tiefling girl.
They went up. The little girl was talking about she was talking about this ridiculous quest to like find oral or something on the mountain. And they kind of, they said they heard a rumor, and then the Goliath guy, who was strangely big for a vegan, he kept boasting about his vegan appearance. Yeah, they said they were headed.
You can be vegan and big.
I mean, not in this climate, but good genetics. You're right. Yes, ma'am.
That's a good response.
But
He really folded quick.
He's only got one hand, man.
That was my thought. He folded quick.
Yeah, the little kid kept talking about some sort of like finding oral up there. I don't think she knows that oral isn't really, causing this winter, but people keep saying she is.
What do you think's causing this winter?
What makes you think it's not oral?
Global warming.
From all the
I'm sorry,
industry.
He said, I don't. Honestly, I think someone messed with something they weren't supposed to. Some sort of, people mess with like strange magic and stuff. So maybe that happened. Somebody's spell went awry or something. But I don't think it's a god or a lesser deity at that. I mean, if anything, Oral's kind of a joke. If you ask me, like it's like akin to like all the smaller deities, all the. Like over in Bryn Shander, they praise Amator and the sun god, and like how do you really praise the sun god if the sun doesn't really stay out in this climate? So
I just Elazar will be like, well, who do you praise? Who do you believe in?
Strange enough, I believe in Strange enough, I believe in
Love.
I believe in big love. Yeah, I believe in it's kind of a lesser god. I don't think many have heard of him. His name is Yayar.
Yeah, you do.
Yayar, the god of the underworld.
Oh.
So you believe in someone. You believe in something. You have.
Yeah,
belief.
I mean, yeah, I do. But some people say Yayar isn't really a real god. I don't really believe them.
Have I heard of this Yayar?
Not at all.
Just-
Have I?
Sounds
I'm
like
trained in
someone.
religion.
Y'all can. I mean, this seems like a god that maybe he was told about when he was young, but this isn't a real. It's not a real being. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like,
Oh,
It's
Yayar.
funny because he does liken it to He says yeah, you are the god of underworld, and he starts talking about these other like titles and stuff, and some of the titles they don't really land or register, but there's one that he does say. He says something about the Lady of Pain, but he's like Lady of Pain, but why would she be called? Why is Yayar called the Lady of Pain? That's not. Ichabod, you know exactly who the Lady of Pain is. That's another mocker or another name for one of the deities that you have heard about in your times. Actually, those of you that are religious have heard of that. It's
Yeah.
you've heard that title before. It's nothing strange, but he starts listing these titles out like they are. It's like different gods' titles. Like it's just a bunch of bullshit. Like he is going. He is a subject he's not very lessoned on,
Yeah.
but he is quick to believe in them.
Yeah, on the
One of
topic
those
of
things.
religion, I'll just be like, well, so I mean, you have your beliefs. Do your beliefs lead you to believe that that's the only God, your God, or
Yeah.
do you? Yeah, you're not
So-
open. You're not open. You're not open to the idea that there are other gods that lead other people and help other people through.
Well, that makes life a little bit complicated if I think about that. I kind of like to focus on the solitary fixation and just like believe in
But
it.
wouldn't it help you understand others better, actually, instead of making it more complicated?
I quit trying to understand others, and he like holds up his stump when I lost my hand. So,
Oh,
That's fair.
Yeah.
okay. Who took
Praise
your
Yayar,
Who
am I
took
right?
your arm? Where'd your arm go?
oh, well, so I was out fishing one day, and some kind of creature just snapped it off. I was on Lake Maridwalden, and but the story goes, like I was called a whackpot when I said that. The story goes, if you ask others, that I got my arm pinched between two boats, and it popped off. But I don't, those aren't followers of Yayar, so that's a bunch of bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, I
So
saw
you-
this blue big creature just snap it off, one bite, quick bite. It was there and then it was gone.
So you think this is a result of your belief or non-faith of your own deity, or
Yeah.
what if I told you other people have experienced that same creature that don't believe in the same deity as you?
He looks at you. The AR works in mysterious ways, man. The AR works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I suppose.
Did you want to buy anything? I have some shovel. Okay, that's gonna run you.
Do you have like a compactable ladder? Something that's easy to
shovels are pretty pricey. I can do 16 silver for one.
12.
12. Okay. How about this? Instead of 16 silver for the that and the ladder, how about we just do together and we just square away at like 20 silver for both items? Compactable ladder, one shovel. Normally your going rate for that would be pretty pricey. It would be about he's like, wait a minute, my math's not mathing. He said, okay, I'll do 12 silver, 2 copper for everything.
How much? What's gold to silver?
10 gold or 1 gold is 10 silver.
Okay. Yeah, 12. Is it a compactable ladder? Or...
Yeah, it's a compactable ladder.
Like
Oh,
rolls,
thank fucking God.
like does it roll up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Shovel, ladder. Oh, can you just throw in some soap since it's like a whole deal?
He goes, yeah, I'll throw in some soap.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for 12 silver and 2 copper, and everything, and he's like, okay, well, back to singing. I goes, Triglio.
If Elazar was a bard, he would have sang a song there, but
you guys are, stocked up some information. I think it's probably the best point to end it. There's no kind of real cliffhanger or anything at the moment, just because it is getting quite late. It's 10:33, 11:33.
You mean he's not gonna attack us as we leave?
No.
I don't get to use my weapon on him.
I will say next session. Well, I will say this. So gauging from what happened, so you'll have kind of like an intern quest, and you'll have some new inventory stuff. Are y'all going to go searching with the dog, or are y'all going to stay in town? Like, just trying to gauge how much is going to get.
I was probably gonna go after the child and her compatriots.
yeah,
Okay.
once
And
I feel like
Justin or whatever.
Elazar, once he learned about that, he would have been like, fuck.
Okay, cool.
Conscience would have taken over, and
So I will say, next session there will more than likely be a fight. So that's something to look forward to. I'm not gonna, if there's gonna be a fight, I'm gonna let y'all know. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of it for tonight, folks. Thank you for anyone that stuck around and watched the stream. Thank you for joining us. Everyone here at the table, thank you for playing and humoring. If it was a little slow, I'm sorry.
no, it's great.
But
Always great.
I look forward to seeing everybody next week as we embark on this mission to go find Garrett and see what happens with all that.
Oh, that Garrett.
So
Garrett
yeah,
Justin.
like I said last week, tabletop tyranny. We do pride ourselves on originality, but as Matt Mercer once said, "Is it Sunday yet?" Even though he said, "Is it Thursday yet?" Anyways, I'm sleeping. It's time to go to night. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah.